Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Pittsfield Suns pregame show on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Galbraith with a 1-2 as this one's lifted into left center field. Going back as a center fielder. This one's going to go behind his head and 1 run will score. Running second now is going to be Kevin Donati, and he's going to be running third. Going all the way to second base is now going to be Janowski. He's going to stay put. No throw. And that is a 2 RBI 2-bagger by the second baseman, Brandon Janowski. And the Suns now lead it by a score of 6-2.
Now we're going to take you to the birthplace of baseball, Pittsfield, Massachusetts, and Paul Dowd Field at historic Wahconah Park.
Here again, the payoff. High fly ball down the left field line. Going back here is Maduri towards the warning track. Gone! Pittsfield Suns tie up the ball game with a clutch 2-run homer by Connor Moriarty.
Now here's your host for Pittsfield Suns baseball, Billy Madewell and Andrew Belargent.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome to beautiful Paul Dowd Field at Wahconah Park in Pittsfield, Massachusetts, as the Pittsfield Suns get ready to take FCBL action against the Martha's Vineyard Sharks. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for making us a part of your evening. My name is Billy Madewell. Alongside me, as always, longtime broadcast partner Andrew Belargent. And Andrew, streaky team. Suns, 1 game under 500, a 3-game winning streak.
Been a back-and-forth season roller coaster, nothing far from what we've come to expect from this team over the years.
And with that, for the Suns, again, just 1 game under 500. They have been climbing the totem pole of the FCBL standings, now sitting right where they want to be, which is essentially 500, which in this league, with the amount of talent, it may get you a home playoff berth for the wild card round, but we're going to have to figure that out when the time comes. But as the time does approach for first pitch, what we're going to be doing is we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, Andrew Belargent is going to have your full pre-game report right here on the Pittsfield Suns pre-game show on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Too bad about radio.
Oh, what do you mean?
Well, since television, hardly anybody listens to radio anymore.
Oh, I wouldn't worry about that if I were you. There's a radio in use for every man, woman, and teenager in America.
Really? Gee, I'd hate to think of them all turning them on at once.
They do. Every morning.
Who listens to radio? That go where you go, medium called radio. That's with you every night through the long commuter fight, and in the morning with your toast and mama lady-o. Who listens to radio? No matter if it's summer, winter, spring, or fall. Who listens to radio? Only 150 million people. That's all.
Check it out, it's the Terminator. Hey, when'd you get back, huh?
Did you have to shoot anyone? Why are you so distant? Are you not happy to see me?
So what's the deal? You gonna get a job now or what?
Why are you being so jumpy? Put all that stuff behind you, okay?
No one knows what it's like to come back from Iraq or Afghanistan unless they were there. Join other veterans at communityofveterans.org because we know where you're coming from. Brought to you by Iraq and Afghanistan Veterans of America and the Ad Council.
They're your friends. They're your neighbors. They're even famous entertainers. They're teachers.
Okay, class, settle down. Open your books.
They're scientists and astronauts. They're hams. They're 650,000 strong, and they're just like you. Earning your amateur radio license is easy. Just contact the American Radio Relay League at 1-800-326-3942.
Welcome back to the Pittsfield Suns pregame show on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network. Before we see action between the Martha's Vineyard Sharks and hometown Pittsfield Suns tonight, let's have a look at what's going on around the rest of the FCBL before we enter tonight's game. So having a look at the standings. Top of the totem pole, as has been the theme this season, the Martha's Vineyard Sharks, who visit today at a 14-4 record. They did win their last game, and they've won 7 of their last 10 overall to earn their first place position. They have a bit of a cushion as the Bristol Blues in second place are 2.5 games back following 2 straight losses on Bristol's end. The Blues currently sit with a 13-8 record. In third, after dropping a very close one recently to, of course, the Pittsfield Suns, the Brockton Rocks are a full game back of the Blues at a 12-9 record. As Billy and I mentioned earlier, the Suns have been definitely turning things around as of recent following a 3-game winning streak. The Suns are at a 10-11 record, 2 full games back of the Brockton Rocks for the 3 seed. They have since leapfrogged the Worcester Bravehearts, who come in 5th place at the moment. The Bravehearts are 8-12, and they've been a bit of a scuffle lately, losing 4 straight games. Meanwhile, in 6th, we've got the Nashville Silver Knights, the defending FCBL champions. They hold a 7-12 record and are 7.5 games back of the Vineyard Sharks, and they are half a game away, 1 game in the win column from overtaking the Worcester Bravehearts. Meanwhile, filling off the standings are the North Shore Navigators. They've been cellar dwellers for much of the season to this point. At a 6-14 record, they have lost their most recent game to fall even further back. And to that point, of course, some action going around today and some action going around yesterday. Having a look at what happened yesterday, we had 3 total games, including 1 absolute blowout at home by the Martha's Vineyard Sharks, where they defeated the Worcester Bravehearts 16-4. Another blowout on the road from the Nashville Silver Knights. They went to Fraser Field and stunned the hometown North Shore Navigators by a score of 14-3. Finally, for yesterday's action, backed up by a multi-homer game from Dylan Fairclough, the Pittsfield Suns pulled out a close one in Brockton by a score of 8-7. Now looking ahead to what we have on tap for today. We've already seen 1 postponement due to weather. That game would have been played between the Brockton Rocks and Nashville Silver Knights. They actually would have had first pitch thrown about 5 minutes ago. Unfortunately, that will not come to fruition, but the 2 teams will meet in Holman Stadium on July 2nd for a 4 o'clock first pitch in what will likely be a doubleheader. We've also had an outright cancellation this early in the season, somewhat surprising. The Bristol Blues were set to host the Worcester Bravehearts, but that unfortunately will not be happening. So, as of right now, tonight's game between the Sharks and the Suns is actually the only game that will actually get played today, interestingly enough. So on that note, we will head off the field for a brief moment. Billy Madewell here had the opportunity to sit down with yesterday's hero, Dylan Fairclough, who had a multi-homer game, in an exclusive interview that will be played after a few PSAs here on the Pittsfield Suns pregame show on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Give yourself the gift of a comfortable retirement by setting some cash aside for yourself. Saving a little of your monthly income can be as affordable as the average holiday gift. If retirement is near, you'll want to start saving right away. If you're younger, begin saving now, and compound interest will help your retirement funds snowball. A great way to figure out how much you'll need to save for retirement is to learn how much you'll get from Social Security. Do that in minutes at www.socialsecurity.gov/estimator.
I have a passion for the environment. That's why I serve in the United States Coast Guard. We monitor commercial vessels, making sure our ports and waterways are safe and clean from oil or other hazardous material. We patrol our fisheries, protect marine wildlife and their habitats. With all we do, it's about protecting America.
Were you born ready to protect America? Learn more at gocoastguard.com.
Sponsored by the United States Coast Guard in cooperation with the Massachusetts Broadcasters Association and this station.
Type 2 diabetes is a serious chronic health threat in America. It affects tens of millions of people. Many people who have the disease don't know it. Diabetes can cause health problems such as heart disease, strokes, amputations, and blindness. Talk to your doctor, get screened if you're at risk, and learn how to avoid becoming one of the millions of new cases of diabetes each year. You can help prevent type 2 diabetes. A message from CDC and HHS.
Welcome back to the Pittsfield Suns pregame show on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network. Currently standing here now for the Pittsfield Suns, Dylan Fairclough. Dylan, how's it going today?
It's good. Going good.
So last night, quite a game for the Suns, squeaking by with an 8-7 victory. A lot of pitchers used, but a lot of offense on your part. Going 2 for 4. Sure, you got another hit by pitch, which you're easily leading the team with, but 2 round trippers, 4 total RBI. Having a great day at the plate. What happened last night, which really surged the power there for you?
I made an error. I gave them a run with an error right before my first AB, and I just wanted to kind of give the team back with what I took away from them, and I just wanted to get good wood on the ball, and I was lucky enough to hit it all the way out.
Leather equals wood in that sense because they're able to get, like I said, just the run back. And for that, which proved to be the really decisive, again, squeaking by a 1-run victory, now a 3-game winning streak. Suns starting off, it was pretty slow there for the Suns, going a 7-game losing streak. Last year we saw much the same, starting 8-0, then they went 0-8 right back to back. But right now the Suns are the hottest team in the FCBL, 8-2 in their last 10 games. What has been the process for the Suns now getting just a game under 500?
Oh, the Suns are hot. We're heating up. We're putting balls in play, finding holes. Pitchers have been phenomenal. They've kept teams off the board. Seems like everybody we throw in keeps runners off the board, and we just kind of do what we can to squeak out a win. So it's going good.
With that, we've seen you over at the infield. We've seen you in the outfield. What do you think is your best position, but also what is your favorite position to play?
My best position is probably outfield, and my favorite position is by far shortstop because I never get to play it, and I want to play it the most. But yeah, probably shortstop.
Growing up a Jeter fan, I completely agree with that. Again, standing here with Dylan Faircloth, player for the Pittsfield Suns. Now, for last night, we saw a lot of pitchers, and tonight the bullpen is essentially depleted, so we're going to be seeing a lot of position players. Can you take us what essentially has to happen for the Suns tonight, knowing that the bullpen is down?
Can't walk anybody. We have a shortage of pitchers, so throwing the ball over the strike zone is going to be pretty essential. And if they hit it, but hopefully they hit it at people and just keep when they do get hits, make sure there's no runners on when they do get hits.
Last thing here for you, Dylan. I've been here since the Suns' inception back in 2012. Been a broadcaster here for 8 years. For this, I've seen a lot of streaks going up and down, but this one has been a little bit on the higher end of those streaks because there's been a lot more winning streaks than there have been losses, albeit 7-game losing streak is the one bad one. But with that, we've seen a lot of streaky teams, especially with players. What is your main goal here this summer? This is my final question for you. What's your main goal? Here's a Pittsfield Sun, trying to improve yourself, having fun. What's just the main focus for you?
Well, I haven't got a school. I just finished my second year at JUCO. I haven't got a school to go to yet. So hopefully keep having a good, solid summer and find a school to go to. And then with the group of guys we have, we're going to win a lot of games. So just keep going uphill. Don't have too many bad streaks. Just keep moving up.
Moving on up. That's the quote there from Dylan Faircloth. Dylan, thank you for your time. Good luck out there and have some fun out there.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
We'll be right back with the Pittsfield Suns pregame show on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Getting your child home safely.
Tap your views together 3 times.
Is just a click away.
There's no place like home.
But making sure your child is in the right seat is just one of the steps down the road to safer travels.
I don't know how it works.
Find the right seat for your little one's age and size. There's no better way to get home safely. Know for sure that your child is in the right seat.
How can I ever thank you enough?
Get all the facts at safercar.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Give yourself the gift of a comfortable retirement by setting some cash aside for yourself. Saving a little of your monthly income can be as affordable as the average holiday gift. If retirement is near, you'll want to start saving right away. If you're younger, begin saving now, and compound interest will help your retirement funds snowball. A great way to figure out how much you'll need to save for retirement is to learn how much you'll get from Social Security. Do that in minutes at www.socialsecurity.gov/estimator.
Hi, we're talking to real smokers about quitting. Tell me when you smoke and why you smoke.
Eat, cigarette, kids, cigarette, dinner, another cigarette.
One on my way to lunch, one after lunch.
And another cigarette, and another cigarette.
Have you tried to quit?
Yes. I become angry.
It ain't that easy. You can't just quit cold turkey. I tried.
What would you do different?
Actually having a plan and thinking it through.
You have to relearn how to live your life without a cigarette in your hand.
With the right plan, you can quit smoking. Free at becomeanx.org. X, a new way to think about quitting. Brought to you by X and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to Pittsfield Suns pregame show on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network. With everything having been said and done, it's time to have a look at tonight's starting lineups. First, for the Martha's Vineyard Sharks visiting tonight. Leading off for the Sharks, left fielder number 2, Kai Nelson. That is followed up by his fellow outfielder in center, number 6, Matt Chamberlain. Batting third and playing shortly, number 15, Brian Ronai. Cleanup goes to designated hitter, number 41, Eric Fago. And Fago is followed up in the order by third baseman number 7, Kellen Hathaway. Catching and batting 6th will be number 12, Nick Raposo. 7th and residing at first is number 23, Tyler Winsig. Chase Muscullo, the third baseman, bats 8th, and then is finished off by the right fielder number 26, Ben Dickey. And looking at who they'll go to task against for the Suns, it looks like it's going to be number 28, Jonathan Gagetskis. And having a look at Gagetskis has appeared in 3 games, all starts for the Suns so far. 14 and a third hurled, giving up 19 hits on 7 runs, 6 earned on 8 walks with 14 strikeouts, 2 unfortunate losing decisions to go with a solid 3.76 ERA. And now having a look at who will back Gagetskis up for the Pittsfield Suns order. Leading off the Pittsfield native right fielder number 18, Chad Shade. Following him up, another Pittsfield native in second baseman number 8, Drew DiMartino. Hitting third and manning center field will be number 20, Dave Matthews. And cleanup goes to the hot-hitting hot corner, number 39, Ivan Nunez. Batting 5th, the shortstop number 5, Brian McHale. And, of course, the team's hero in their game the other day against the Brockton Rucks, who hit a multi-homer game that one. Number 14, Dylan Faircloth, bats 6th and will man first base. In left field, we've seen him make some astounding defensive plays in our most recent game here. It'll be the left fielder number 6, Alexander White, who will bat 7th. Hitting 8th and manning shortstop is number 30, Thomas Hughes. And the order is finished off by the catcher number 16, Taylor Mier. And looking at who they'll go against for the Martha's Vineyard Sharks, looks like it's going to be Sean Babineau. And for Babineau, he started in 2 games for the Sharks this season, 12 innings pitched, giving up 12 hits, 2 earned runs with 3 walks to 11 strikeouts, a solid ratio at that. Won both decisions in his 2 starts with a 1.5 ERA. And now, of course, with lineups being given for both sides and everything having been done here, I will give way to our play-by-play broadcaster, Billy Madewell.
Andrew, thank you very much for your insights. Again, really the big obstacle for the Suns is not maintaining the winning streak. It is the pitching. Again, last night, looking at the stat line and also earlier talking for the Pittsfield Suns, the skipper, Matt Gedman, told us that Gage Feeney, he only lasted a couple pitches. That's because he did collect 1 out, but for that 1 out came after Feeney was experiencing some back spasms, so he had to be taken out of the game, which in that sense allowed the catcher, Taylor Mier, to come in and pitch as well, get a couple innings, and the Suns still squeak out a win, albeit a 1-run win, but hey, a win's a win. But with this, the bullpen is depleted with all the pitchers that they've had to use in the past couple of days, so it'll be very interesting on how this one's going to be set up. We do see a couple split players here. You have Tyler Briggs, who plays as a pitcher as well as an outfielder. There's a bunch of kids and bunch of players here that play for essentially 2-way.
Well, first off, to clarify, Mier lasted a third of an inning and he gave up 3 earned runs. So not the most, I guess, inspiring of appearances. And you certainly hope that with today, the Suns being on iffy territory with their relief pitching, you certainly hope that their position players can step up and at least do a little bit better than that.
And for Mier, yes, he's going to go back to his native backstop as opposed to being on the mound on the reverse end of that. But again, for the Suns, again, it's always a big obstacle if you're a position player in your pitching. There's been so many over the years, especially in the majors.
Well, unless you're like a grinded out bona fide pitcher with actual experience pitching in games, chances are you've gotten 2, maybe 3 pitches. One of them's a fastball. The other one, probably something along the lines of a changeup, a curveball, nothing too fancy. We're not talking like, I don't know, a sinker or a 12-6 or anything like that. We're talking a very basic repertoire that gets to be quite predictable and at some point fairly easy to hit, as we saw from Taylor Mier the other day.
Yeah, we're not going to see any knuckle curves, not going to see any slurves.
No, or an ephus.
Oh, you know what? I
well,
put it out of the possibility.
You know what? Good point, because these off-speed pitches from an undeveloped position player pitching might resemble an ephus.
I think you might have meant no-speed pitch, not an off-speed pitch.
Fair point.
Ephus pitch normally going around anywhere from 40 to 50 miles an hour. So again, for the Suns, they're facing off against the Martha's Vineyard Sharks. Now, for their battle against the Martha's Vineyard Sharks back on the 14th, they put only the second loss on the Martha's Vineyard season back on last Thursday on June 12th. They were 10-1 at that point, then dropped to 10-2, and now for the Suns, they have 10 wins themselves, albeit they also have 11 losses. But they're only one game under 500, and right now they're sitting right dead set in the middle of the standings.
They're just a little bit back of the Brockton Rocks for third place. And remember, this is a team that was at 1.1-7 in the cellar. So things have certainly gotten better ever since, as the team has been 9-4 in that stretch.
Yes, 9-4 since for the last 10, also 8-2. They're the hottest team in the FCBL. And for the Martha's Vineyard Sharks, I would say they're the most consistent team in the FCBL, of course, well, standing up on top.
Well, they've been consistently winning. So, yes, that is a good point.
For today, as you can see in the camera, if you are watching on, no, you're not going to have to worry too much about a sun delay. I think that's easily stated there.
Confirmed, I believe you said, Billy, by Kristen Huss, confirmed.
Yes. Yes, we're not going to
have
it.
It's official, guys. It's official. Kristen said so.
And you can put the bank on that one. So it is going to be a cloudy day, not muggy. It is pretty humid out.
It's also not really all that cold. We had some really cold ones up here over this season, Billy.
Yeah, I would say it's roughly around anywhere from, I'd say 60 degrees, possibly even 55. We'll get an official report.
Feels like it's warmer than that.
With the humidity, probably, I would.
Yeah, fair
so.
point.
57 degrees and cloudy, and it feels like 55 actually. So, Andrew, me and you are both hot-blooded, albeit now I'm wearing my.
Says the guy who had to wear a blanket when we were here like a week ago, and I just sat here and like, nope, I can take it. I'm cool. I'm not going to complain.
I was just making sure that my voice didn't shake as well as
even with that blanket, how many times between our on-air times did you complain about the cold? Come on.
I just said it was cold. Well, it is summer. I mean, it's supposed to be warm out. It's baseball season, not football season.
That is certainly true.
So again, for the Suns today, Sean Babineau going to be hurling for the visiting Martha's Vineyard Sharks, and for the Suns, you have Gigetskas on the mound as well. We're just waiting for on-field activities to complete. Andrew, did you have anything you want to talk about before we get this game underway? Only have a few minutes.
Yeah, we do have a few minutes, don't we?
Yes. Well, actually, here comes the umpires. Real quick, your point.
I mean, we did have the NBA draft recently.
Yes. That is true. Do you think Michael Porter Jr. slid too far down?
Absolutely.
I think that was easily said.
Yes.
So there is going to be a meeting at the mound, or I should say meeting at the plate with the managers meeting. Coming in from the right-hand side, Jay Mendez. He is the skipper for the Martha's Vineyard Sharks. Coming in from the left-hand side in the blue corner, or I should say the red corner, that is, Matt Gebben, skipper for the Suns. Behind home plate, it's back facing us currently. That is Mike Mooney. He's going to be behind the plate here, calling balls and strikes. And on the bases, Paul McKinney going to be in the bases. So while this meeting is undergoing along the way, yes, of course, time will tell in terms of Michael Porter Jr., but that's the NBA. For this, there's been a lot of controversy of who deserves to go first or second. It's sports. There's always going to be controversy, especially here at Wahconah Park. We've seen a lot of controversy with some officiating calls, but bang plays, some questionable calls. There's a lot of them, but at this point in time, we don't know what will happen with Michael Porter Jr. If his back will hold up to par, if he's going to be Joel Embiid-esque in terms of his injury. And we still don't even know who the MVP, Rookie of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, Sixth Man of the Year, anything like that, because the NBA awards haven't happened either.
That is certainly true. I will say before we, of course, focus on the game in front of us, I really, really, really like the recruitment pitch made by Colin Sexton to LeBron James. I really appreciated that. I thought that was ambitious.
That's very true. And now they're trying to go after another point guard.
Indeed, they are. Yes.
Do you know the name?
I know that they're looking at Kemba Walker.
Yes. They're looking at Kemba Walker, and
good luck.
That is a tall task.
Yes, very much. I don't think it will happen.
That is, that's going to be a tall task. But a lot of point guards
I know they're looking at Dwight Howard as well. He's going to get bought out from the Brooklyn Nets after he got traded there recently.
Oh, God. I heard something regarding that. Dwight Howard wants to help teams win. And I'm kind of afraid. I say afraid because the rich would be getting richer, and I'm talking about the Golden State Warriors.
You think he's going to end up with a Warrior?
He wants to help a team win, and he will go down for dirt cheap. He's buying out his contract. What was it, $18 million?
Yes.
He's going to be buying out his contract and probably going to be getting
the vets minimum.
Less than half of that, if not the veterans.
Oh, he's going to get less than that. I would think to go to the Warriors, it would have to be for the vets minimum. And to go to the Cavs, if we're talking about that would absolutely have to be for the vets minimum.
I mean, he's got money, no doubt.
Yeah, of course.
But he wants to help teams win. Essentially,
he's never won a chip before, and he's done, like, what else does he have to prove? I'm pretty sure that the last thing he has to actually do is win a chip.
The only thing that it reminds me of, almost exactly, except he had rings, this sounds like a pitch that we've heard eerily similar before, roughly around, 08, 09, I don't remember the exact year, when the big fella said he wanted to win a ring for the king. Reminds me of a pitch from Shaquille O'Neal. Does that sound right? It's eerily similar because he wants to win. Shaquille O'Neal did not go for a lot of money when he went to the Cavs.
No,
not as much.
No.
So it's eerily similar. To
not really, because when Shaq came to the Cavs, he was very, very, very clearly well out of his prime. And Dwight Howard can still contribute. He had a pretty solid season last year. And Shaq that year with the Cavs was not really Shaq-esque. He was kind of over the hill when he came to the Cavs, and it showed.
Yeah, for that, more or less, he was on the bench a lot while holding up with injuries, so that was a big factor in that as well.
Definitely.
But again, actually, we're not going to have time to get to that. For the Suns, it wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility. I think what they need to do is focus on the fundamentals, making sure that they stay even-keeled. And a win doesn't necessarily have to come today. I know you're not playing to lose, you're playing to win, but with a depleted bullpen, it may be, at least for the focus of the Suns, getting better in as many senses as you can so that way they can improve. But we're going to get to that when we come back, as there's on-field lineups announcements here on the Pittsfield Suns pregame show on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network. We're going to listen in live.
And is mine still, like, which one am I on these? Okay. What am I? 3.
Hey, Fargo is the DH, right? Can't hear anything. Ladies and gentlemen, the lineups have been announced. The national anthem has been sung, and we are all set for Pittsfield Suns baseball. Now here with the starting lineup in its entirety for the visiting Martha's Vineyard Sharks. Andrew Belargin has that.
Leading off will be Kai Nelson, followed up by Matt Chamberlain. Brian Renee hits third with Eric Fago hitting cleanup. Fifth will go to Kellen Hathaway with Nick Raposo batting sixth. Seventh will be Tyler Winsig with Chase Muscolo batting eighth. The order is finished off by Ben Dickey, and they will go to bat against Jonathan Gagetskis.
Gagetskis is going to be hurling to the catcher, Taylor Mier. He's going to be the backstop for tonight's contest. Continuing the defensive alignment, you have from third to first, Nunez, McHale, DiMartino, Faircloth, and from left to right, White, Matthews, Shea. Outfield dimensions here, Paul outfield at Wahconah Park come as follows. 310 feet down the left field line, 377 in left field. That slides in by 3 feet in dead center at 374. Goes to the power alley in right center field, the deepest part of the ballpark, sitting at 403 feet. And then sliding down the right field line in a straight line, 305 feet. We'd like to thank all of you who are currently listening in and also watching in, including someone who just commented, Tiffany Limaru, excuse me if my pronunciation is off, saying you guys should do a shout out to me because I'm the Suns' #1 fan. Well, thank you very much, Tiffany. I appreciate that. I appreciate you supporting us and supporting this great local team. We love nothing more than, of course, being able to call these games, doing it essentially as a dream job, and it's hard to say that at our young age, albeit we're...
No, it's not. This is absolutely this type of work. I would say it would be a dream job.
Yes,
for me.
Being this young for the both of us, that is probably it's hard to say that you could do a dream job at such a young age.
True.
That's what I'm referring.
But I want to go back to that #1 fan comment. I bet there would be people who would want to contest that.
Tiffany, you hear that? Andrew's calling you out. You got to prove your fandom here.
Oh, boy.
All right. Well, thanks again, Tiffany. I really do appreciate the comment there here on YouTube Live. Now, we're going to get set and get this game underway, starting with the left fielder #2, Kai Nelson, going to be digging in at the dish.
Look at Kai Nelson. We're looking at a 350 hitter, 14 of 40 on the season. Has hit a round tripper with 6 RBI and 7 strikeouts. He's swiped 9 bags, however, so a potent leadoff hitter at the top of the Vineyard order.
On play umpire Mike Mooney says play ball. Paul McKinney on the bases as well. Here's the first pitch from Jonathan Gagetskis. That one is low and away for a ball. This ball game starting out at 7:35 p.m. Excuse me, 6:35 p.m. Gagetskis does have the sign, and the lefty fires. That one does hit the lower outside corner. You could hear the slap there in the mid of Mier. Not only was that right in the prime area of the catcher's mitt, but boy, that one had some digits on it. Gagetskis with the windup. Here's the 1-1. That one just a bit outside. Could hold off there from Nelson. It is now 2-1.
Talk about a slap shot from Gagetskis. He is throwing some heat tonight.
With an exhale, he kicks and deals. That one, yes, it does. Hit the lower outside corner. Good job of painting the black there as that one just nicked over the outside part of the plate. It'll be a 2-2 count, just getting underway between the Martha's Vineyard Sharks and the Pittsfield Suns. This one is a high chopper, but that one's going to go foul third base side. We'll go again from 2-2.
A good defensive swing at that. He looked like he was trying to ring him up high. Lucky to make contact, but a good swing. Very good defensive swing on that one.
Nelson does have the speed again. 9 stolen bags on the season. And right now, it would be good there for Nunez, who does have over at third base quite the arm. Once again, the 2-2. I want a slap shot foul behind home plate. And yet again, we'll go to a 2-2.
The Sharks, of course, proven they like to test Nelson on the base paths, as he has been caught twice, but that they've tried to put him across 11 times shows that they're happy to be quite aggressive with Nelson on the base paths.
And we'll see that eerily similar for the Suns leadoff hitter, That'll be coming up in the bottom frame. With a sign, Gagetskis. Once again, the 2-2. That one just misses the outside corner. I would say that one was also high. And now it's a full count, 3-2. Nelson doing his job, at least getting a lot of pitches up here for Gagetskis. And for the Sharks, their main goal is to go to the bullpen because the Suns don't have any today. 3-2 is fouled off, and the 9th pitch upcoming.
Indeed, and remember, the FCBL does not allow pitchers to begin a new inning if they are at 90 or more pitches. So the 9th pitch coming up, that's already 1/10 of Gagetskis' outing, roughly.
Here's the payoff pitch. High fly ball. That one deep to left center field. And that one is going to two-hop to the wall. Rounding first is Nelson. He's going to round second, actually stay put at second. A hot shot double for the speedy Kai Nelson. And now it'll be the center fielder number 6, Matt Chamberlain, with a runner already in scoring position.
And just a perfect storm right there. Gagetskis threw him a fastball in the lower inside corner, and Nelson took that one for a ride, swinging that one as hard as he possibly could. Barrel of the bat, perfectly timed. This thing got taken quite a ways, an easy leadoff double, and now the Sharks are in great position to push across some early offense here.
So Chamberlain, the center fielder, number 6, is going to dig in from the left-hand side. A hit in the outfield will almost certainly score Nelson.
Looking at Chamberlain, not as fortunate as Nelson so far. 10 of 44 for a .227 average on the season. A homer, but 15 RBI and a bigger number, 15 walks. And the only guy on the team with more stolen bases than Nelson with 10.
Chamberlain tried to drag bunt, pulls it back, but it doesn't matter. It was in there, called strike. Probably trying to get in the head there of Gagetskis. Here's the pitch. That one shot off of the batter. Time is finally called there by Paul McKinney. Yeah, with the eyes, a good call there from the from the bases umpire.
I was waiting on the call there for a minute. It didn't look like they were going to get one.
Yeah, that was pretty obvious.
Yeah. I was going to say for sure.
And for Mike Mooney, home plate umpire, he's deferring to Paul McKinney on the call about that, but that was clear as day. And
yes, absolutely.
Hit right off his leg. Good job of Chamberlain not to show it with a poker face, but for that, time was called, which is why Gagetskis pretty much, I don't want to say lollygagged out there.
He did. No, he did. That was one of the more casual throws onto first I think I've seen. And hypothetically, if that didn't get called a foul, Chamberlain would have been safe at first. But I
think he knew that it was.
Yeah, I think Gagetskis probably knew that and wasn't giving it his all. And if he did, he probably would have gunned Chamberlain down at first.
So it'll be an 0-2 count here to Chamberlain. Gagetskis checks Nelson over on second, and here's the 0-2. This one a hot shot and cannot backhand it. Play over at short, throw over to first is in time. A great play there from who else? Brian McHale, the shortstop.
Great play from McHale to really pick Gagetskis up after he kind of tried to field that thing, but was a little bit off. McHale kind of charged in at the thing, threw it onto first, and that's a tough throw to make because Chamberlain was gunning it down the base paths. Pretty fast runner with a lot of stolen bases, and McHale kept a dangerous runner out the base paths with a good throw, good fielding, and good legs as well.
Here's the shortstop, number 15, Brian Ronay, as that one just misses the lower outside corner. 0-1, and a great job there. Boy, what a play would that have been if Gagetskis could have backhanded that without looking.
Well, looking at Ronay, he's a .260 hitter, 13 of 50 with 5 homers. Almost half of his total hits in the season have gone over the wall to go with 12 RBI. But he is prone to going down by way of the K's. He's got 16 such outs on the season.
Ronay with a big swing and miss, trying to add another. As this one, another big swing going out to the outfield. This will certainly score a run. Matthews going back. He will make the catch, and easily scoring here is going to be Nelson as he essentially just jogs in. It is now 1-0 on the sacrifice fly. The Sharks currently have the lead.
And early in the game here, of course, we know based on his record that Ronay can put one over the wall. But early in the game with a scoreless tie, that's exactly what you want him to do. Just put it in the air. You know Nelson's fast enough to take it home. He easily gets this thing deep enough, and there's the first run of the game.
A double, a ground out advancing him, a sacrifice fly. Essentially, Andrew, you love to say it, manufacturing a run. Here's a DH number 41, Eric Fago. This is the first pitch called strike on the lower outside corner.
We'll look at Fago. Only played in 4 games so far, to which he's a .294 hitter, 5 of 17 on the season. 3 RBI to go with a couple walks and 4 strikeouts.
Here is the next pitch. This one fouled over our heads, and look out there.
And Billy,
some spectators are going to have a free ball after being startled.
Only 2 outs in the inning, or rather 2 outs in the inning, so this isn't particularly relevant, but of course, Fargo has actually grinded into 5 double plays so far, by far leading the team in just 4 games. They're really getting a lot of ground balls in his early going of the season.
The 0-2, speaking of, this one going, and that one is a fair ball. Nunez will throw over to first, and that will end the inning. Wow. I'm not entirely sure on the call, and Mendez is obviously going to have an issue here because that one looked foul to me.
That one, yeah, and I think Fargo even thought it looked foul because he was kind of just trotting over to first, expecting to get Becken back to the home plate, but I'm very surprised that got called fair.
I honestly agree with Jay Mendez here because that one looked like a foul ball to me.
It did, and Fargo, of course, was right there, and he just sort of was jogging, thinking, "Oh, I'm just going to get called back to a foul," and he had an snap look on his face when it got ruled a fair ball.
Mendez is not liking the call. He's still still barking.
He is very angry. He looks very angry.
Well, he's obviously upset. He didn't like one call, but it was the correct call. This one,
yes,
not too much.
This one, yes, he definitely has every right to air his grievances here.
Now we're just checking it.
Looks like
because McKinney does not want to deal with him. He's giving him a short leash here. He's saying, "Go back to the dugout. Go back to the dugout."
Yeah,
we're going to have to keep it here. I'll interrupt if I have to, if something goes wrong. But, Andrew, what's the starting lineup for the Suns looking like?
Well, assuming I'm not going to get cut off, and it doesn't look like I will as the two seem to be walking away from each other. But looking at what the Suns have to play today, Chad Shade will lead off. Drew DiMartino hits second. Dave Matthews bats third with Ivan Nunez hitting cleanup. Brian McHale will bat fifth with Dylan Faircloth hitting sixth, looking for a repeat performance of his multi-homer game the other day against Brockton. Alexander White will hit seventh, with Thomas Hughes batting eighth and Taylor Meyer finishing off the order, and they will face off against who you see on the mound right there on your screen, number 5, Sean Babineau.
For Babineau, he's going to be hurling to Raposo, the backstop for the Sharks. From third to first with a defensive alignment, you have Hathaway, Brone, Mascolo, Winsagan. From left to right, you have Nelson, Chamberlain, and Dickey. So for the Suns, getting their first time up, you had the speedy Kai Nelson. And now for the Suns, you have a leadoff hitter. This is speedy right fielder, Pittsfield native number 18, Chad Shade.
Having a look at what Shade brings to the table, it's been quite an interesting season for the Pittsfield native. A .292 hitter, 19 of 65, played in 17 of the team's 21 games so far. 4 RBI to go with 8 walks, 17 strikeouts, tied for the team lead, but he also has 9 stolen bases on 11 tries.
So they're going to cut down on that K. Just trying to put it in play. Big cut and miss there from Shade, expecting that one in, but it was out. Swing and miss, 0-1.
And
next pitch, a late strike call, but it was in there, lower outside corner. Now it's 0-2.
Looking at what they did before Chad Shade came to bat, I know that it rained earlier today, but I can't get a gauge on what it's like on the field. Ooh. But
pitch well outside.
But I do know it rained earlier, and I was watching the catcher throw a warm-up ball to the second baseman, and it looked like he had a bit of difficulty fielding it, and I wonder...
This one squibbed down the first base line. It will go foul.
I wonder if it looks like the field is pretty decent. Doesn't look like it's been hit hard by the rain. It looks like the grounds crew did a pretty good job setting it up for today's game. But I wonder if it will be impactful if we experience any more light rain tonight. Although I don't believe we
are. I believe that the rain has passed us. But
yes.
Yeah, home plate and the pitcher's mounds look a lot darker than the rest of the diamond here, as that one was low and inside here to Shade. Now it's 2-2.
Well, unless we happen to have a slide at home plate, that should not really be all that impactful.
Low and outside now, full 3-2. Quick pace here from Sean Babineau. We can barely get our talking points across. But I believe for the rake that comes around and rakes around the diamond, as this one is tapped between the pitcher and third. Charging as the third baseman, throw over to first. What a play there from Hathaway.
Wow, he came in rushing that ball like a raging bull. Picks this thing up with his bare hand a perfect zip throw down to first. 9 out of 10 times Chad Shade's going to reach first on a play like that because it wasn't hit very hard. Babineau unable to corral as it's hit too far away from him. But the third baseman says, not here. And he guns Shade down at first.
And Shade respectfully just tipped his cap and said, that's right. Good throw. Fouled off is the second baseman, number 8, Drew DiMartino. It's 0-1.
Looking at him, he actually had like an angry look on his face, like he was furiously charging the ball, like, no way you're running this one out.
Yeah, then he flashed a smile afterwards. Here's the 0-1 to DiMartino. That one's in there, cold strike, and the count is 0-2.
DiMartino right at 300, 12 of 40 hitter, 6 RBI with 3 walks to 7 strikeouts in the season.
Pitch is low and away, good waste pitch, but not chasing his DiMartino. Here's a windup and the 1-2. That one's fouled off first base side.
Much like his counterpart in Jonathan Gagetskis, Babineau is coming out and throwing some zippy pitches. He has been really touching the heat with this one.
Time is called, but it's exactly the flip of the script. Gagetskis, slow, methodical. Babineau, hard, charging, quick.
Well, I'm talking about what he's throwing. Wow.
The 1-2 is waved at a miss. The throw over to first is in time, so a drop third strike. That's out number 2.
Well, I'm talking more about what he's throwing, not necessarily the tempo he's throwing it with. Like, his fastball is touching some pretty heavy digits, and so is Gagetskis. As far as that goes, they seem to be very similar in terms of their pitching style, but you are right, Billy. Babineau definitely holds a faster tempo.
Here's the center fielder, number 20, Dave Matthews, batting in from the left-hand side.
Look at Matthews, a 271 clip this season, 13 of 48, team leading 3 homers in FCBL, third in the league. He's also got 13 RBI, and he is currently tied with Chad Shade for lead on the team with 17 strikeouts.
A big cut and miss on the curve, as this one's a fastball, does hit the lower outside corner. Strike 2. Eerily similar to the last 2 batters. A quick 0-2 count for Babineau. Curveball just misses the outside corner. That was a good pitch.
Beautiful pitch indeed, trying to get Matthews to chase it away, and a good pitch at that as it starts off in the middle part of the plate and bites away.
The 1-2 cut on him.
Same thing.
Strike 3.
Same exact thing.
Babineau cannot have a better outing.
Oh, for
the
sure.
First inning.
For sure. He just came out guns blazing.
So the Suns go down 1-2-3. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. We now head through 1 full inning of play to the top of the second, with the Sharks leading the Suns by a score of 1-0. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Home safety is a family effort. Being safe and sound should be everyone's priority. In times like these, theft and violence can strike anywhere. Protect your family. Keep your home well lighted and always lock doors and windows. Installing alarms adds an extra level of protection. Never leave valuables in plain sight. To learn more about protecting your home and family, visit ncpc.org or contact your local law enforcement agency.
A message from the U.S. Department of Justice, National Crime Prevention Council, and the Ad Council.
Type 2 diabetes is a serious chronic health threat in America. It affects tens of millions of people. Many people who have the disease don't know it. Diabetes can cause health problems such as heart disease, strokes, amputations, and blindness. Talk to your doctor, get screened if you're at risk, and learn how to avoid becoming one of the millions of new cases of diabetes each year. You can help prevent type 2 diabetes. A message from CDC and HHS.
Now in the top of the second, it will be the third baseman, number 7, Kellen Hathaway. He definitely know he's got the guns on him, but how about the bat, Andrew? How's he doing?
He's had a pretty solid season with the bat as well. A 367 hitter, 11 of 30 on the season. Hit a triple, 2 homers with 5 RBI, 5 walks to 7 strikeouts. That's solid enough ratio.
Here is Gagetskis with his first pitch of the second. That one's right in there for a ball. Must have been a little bit high. Excuse me, I did not see that. 1-0 is the count, as Gagetskis has a sign, and here's the pitch. That one's right in there for a called strike. And the count is 1 ball, 1 strike. Slow windup here for Gagetskis, the 1-1. That one is high over the outside part of the plate. 2 balls, 1 strike for Gagetskis. Out of the 2 lefties that are dueling on the mounds, Gagetskis is a more slow, methodical windup. Both of them quick with the pitches as that one's fouled back. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. Yeah, very different styles.
Yes, as far as their tempos, but for what they're throwing, what actually comes out, it seems to be almost exactly the same.
Yeah, they're both heavy hurlers. They're both lefties. But how do I put this?
I think you put it well enough. Gagetskis more slow, more methodical, and
2-2 is cut on a miss for strike 3. That's the first strikeout. Therefore, Gagetskis. I don't know why the nerd of me is thinking of this, but I'm thinking of Obi-Wan Kenobi and Darth Vader.
Boy. How?
Slow, methodical, more pacing himself is Gagetskis. More of the hard hurling, quick pace throwing. I don't know why I was thinking of
that. That's an iffy analogy.
The catcher
we'll go
number
with
12, Nick Raposo, will dig in, and he'll see a first pitch that goes low for a ball, 1-0.
Raposo hitting at a quarter right now, 250, 7 of 28 with a double, 4 RBI to go with 2 walks and 2 strikeouts.
Now the 1-0. That one hits the outside corner. And the count here, 1 ball, 1 strike.
I think this is kind of channeling my inner nerd and maybe going way back in the past, but have you ever seen the Tom and Jerry cartoon, Billy? Because I'm thinking it's a difference between like Tom and Spike. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that one's fouled off first base side. Count is 1-2. You've been watching way too much Saturday night or Saturday morning cartoons.
Oh, where like Spike is just right in your face, like he gets angry and he just rips you apart, and Tom is like, "Oh, I gotta, put together this elaborate trap to try to work on getting Jerry." That type of thing.
Exactly. The 1-2 count here for Nick Raposo. Raposo, he digs in from the right-hand batter's box, and the lefty Gagetskis has a sign. The 1-2. That one bounces in, and count now is 2-2. Here's a 2-2, misses high and away. Now the count is full at 3-2.
They can throw a lot of pitches here in the early going.
Here's a payoff, and that one's a hot shot into left center field. All the way back is White, and that one's going to one-hop to the wall. White will grab it. They're going to play for third. McHale cuts it off, but that one an easy double for Raposo. A hot shot, very similar to Nelson back to begin the contest.
Showing off his catcher's legs as well. He was speeding it down the base path. He had clearly no shot of turning it into a triple, but easily legging out a double on a pretty hard hit ball there with Raposo. And right now, Gagetskis has just been a little bit too predictable. Even when guys aren't putting it in play, they're hitting it very, very hard. He should really change up his approach to facing off against certain batters in the Martha's Vineyard order.
Here's the first baseman, number 23, Tyler Winsig.
Hitting at 333, a third as a whole, 5 of 15, and a ribby with a walk and 3 strikeouts.
Pitch on the upper outside corner. Count is 0-1. 2 hits, 2 doubles for the Sharks. Pickoff motion, nearly a throw, and that one's going to result in a balk from the spinner on there from Gagetskis.
A rough play right there. He didn't have anyone covering second base. I'm not sure if he just didn't realize that or there's some miscommunication or something, but maybe he just held up when he realized, oh no, I just had a balk. Neither way,
he saw McHale, but he didn't see McHale go back to his shortstop position.
That one really hurts. A hit in the outfield is going to score him for sure.
Pitch was on the lower outside corner, but apparently too low. Looked good, but it's 1-1. Here is the 1-1. I went low and away for a ball, now 2-1. Gagetskis working from the stretch. Here's the 2-1. That one is fouled off of Winsig. I don't think there's any debate with that one. This
is just going to say the same, yes.
It'll be a 2-2 count. One man gone, a runner on third from a double, then balked for Raposo. Here is the pitch. That one bounces in. Good block there from Mier. It'll be a 3-2. Chase Mascolo, he sits in on deck. Wouldn't be the worst thing in the world if Winsig was set over to first, but again, we'll get to that in a second. This one's a high fly ball into left field. Let's see if they will test it.
They will.
Coming against Matthews.
They definitely will.
They are. Here's White. He has the catch. The throw in, and that one's going to be offline and not in time, and that's going to be another sac fly for the Sharks. They now lead it by a score of 2-0.
Not exactly textbook with the way they brought him in last time, moving him over on the ground out in that sac fly, but, well, I guess just made a mistake with a balk, and they made him pay for it, only having to get a sac fly to bring Raposo home, and now strengthening their lead to 2-0.
Second baseman, number 29, Chase Mascolo, digs in. Here's a windup and the pitch. That one's right down Broadway. Called strike 0-1.
Bit of difficulty at the plate Mascolo has had this season. A 176 hitter, 3 of 17 with 1 walk to 6 strikeouts.
And that one is shot foul. Good stuff, Skip. Oh, that was a little dig at home plate umpire. Oh, Jay Mendez, you are a savage. He just pointed towards the field and said, was that fair? You are a savage,
Whoa.
Jay Mendez. I applaud you. Bravo.
Oh.
Here's the 0-2. That one's cut on and missed for strike 3. Jay Mendez, bravo, with the play of the game, if you will.
Oh, yeah. That one, you can't beat that. I don't care what you put over the wall. Hit one 600 feet, you can't beat that.
All right, so for that, 1 run comes in off 1 hit. Both innings have a sac fly, no errors, and nobody left on. We now head to the bottom of the second. Sharks lead it by a score of 2-0. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Too bad about radio.
Oh, what do you mean?
Well, since television, hardly anybody listens to radio anymore.
Oh, I wouldn't worry about that if I were you. There's a radio in use for every man, woman, and teenager in America.
Really? Gee, I'd hate to think of them all turning them on at once.
They do. Every morning.
Who listens to radio? That go where you go, medium called radio. That's with you every night through the long commuter fight, and in the morning with your toast and mama lady-o. Who listens to radio? No matter if it's summer, winter, spring, or fall. Who listens to radio? Only 150 million people. That's all.
Now in the bottom of the second, there's a dig at you, Andrew. First pitch swinging. This one shades into right field on a line drive. Third baseman number 39, Ivan Nunez. And that one's a line out to right field. The count is, 0-0-1 now. First pitch, 1 gone. The reason why that was a Tom and Jerry theme for that.
Oh, I'm done. I'm going to go home now.
Yeah. That was just, I don't want to say more of a dig at you, just more of
I thought it was great.
A tribute there.
Well timed. Well played, Billy. Well played.
Here's the shortstop, number 5, Brian McHale. He sees the first pitch called strike. The count here is 0-1. Pitch, that one just a little bit low over the outside part of the plate. Count is 1 ball, 1 strike. I hope you enjoyed that, Andrew.
Thoroughly.
The 1-1, that one's fouled out first base side. And the count now was 1-2. Going back to last inning as well, Jay Mendez, that was a little cheeky there.
I loved it. That was beautiful. That was beautiful.
Here's the 1-2, and cut on and miss there from McHale. That'll be strikeout number 3. 3rd out of 4 batters there for Babineau as well. And now this will bring out first baseman number 14, Dylan Faircloth, trying to have a game such as yesterday.
Taking a look at Faircloth, of course, padding his stats in a humongous way after their most recent effort against the Rocks. Faircloth elevated his stats to 273 hitter, 18 of 66 in the season. Of course, he's hit 2 homers.
High fly ball to right field. Going back there is Dickey, and he'll make the catch. And already that's going to end the inning. Not even 10 pitches thrown. But go ahead, Andrew. You can finish up.
Well, he's not going to hit his third, but he's got 2 homers. He's got 15 ribbies in the season, leads the team. He's also walked 6 and struck out 9 times.
Well, probably a record pace for how quick that inning was.
Yes.
But this will bring up now through 2 full innings. This will bring up the top of the third. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. Sharks lead it 2-0. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
In times like these, violence in our schools is a reality, so it's important to know what to do if a dangerous situation arises, and also how to prevent it. Kids, never bring a weapon to school, and if you see a student with one or even hear someone talking about having a weapon, report it immediately. If something doesn't seem right or look right to you, speak up. If someone you know is showing signs of anger, or if you are feeling out of control, tell someone. If you feel threatened or bullied, tell someone. Violent acts often start out as small disagreements. Tell a parent or teacher if you see an argument taking place. It's better to let someone know about a disagreement before it gets out of hand. Let's put an end to these tragedies. Ask your school to adopt an anti-violence program. Visit ncpc.org to learn more about how to keep your school safe. That's ncpc.org. A message from the U.S. Department of Justice, National Crime Prevention Council, and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network. Billy Madewell, Andrew Belargin, Paul Downfield, Wahconah Park in Pittsfield, Massachusetts. Going with the top of the third, the Martha's Vineyard Sharks. 2 innings with 2 doubles and 2 sacrifice flies. It is now 2-0 Sharks lead. Here's the top of the third. Only man not to bat is the right fielder, number 26, Ben Dickey, who flashes bunt. Pulls back as the pitch is outside. It's 1-0.
Ben Dickey, new to the team, just appearing in his 3rd game. He's 2 for 8 and hasn't struck out, walked, or done anything other than hit 2 singles in either ground or fly out in every other at-bat.
Well, that one he's going to continue to put it in play over towards first base, and that one, I think Faircloth lost it.
Yeah, probably lost it.
With the gray clouds, I can't.
Yeah, right. I talk about it like, oh, look, there's this tiny little white thing in the sky. That's going to happen. You're not really accustomed to getting it in foul territory. That's a tough play to make,
And I think it was more focused on where the wall and netting were.
Yeah, reasonably, yeah. He doesn't want to obliterate the wall the way Alexander White did, as this time there are actually people over there.
And the orange cone is still out there.
Oh, look, it is. That's funny.
All right, so here's now the 1-1. This one drops low over the outside part of the plate. That count is going to now go to 2-1. Gagetskis has the sign. Here's the 2-1. Hot shot over to short. Good play there from McHale. Throw over to first in time.
Well hit. You could really hear that thing crack off of his bat right there, but it's a dribble over to McHale, who easily throws it on to first.
And to think, if he hit it even a little bit shorter, a little bit softer, I think he would have been in there safely.
Maybe, yeah, he definitely could have been, because that throw was decently close. It was about maybe a step and a half off from Dickey getting on to first safely.
Here's the left fielder, number 2, Kai Nelson, a double into left center field his last time up. He also scored. There's a windup and the pitch. Outside for a ball. 1-0. Here's a windup. Here's the 1-0 from Gagetskis. A hot shot right to Nunez. Wow.
Wow.
What a play there from Nunez. He said, yeah, I got it.
I just looked over at Nunez and I'm like, wait, didn't that thing go into the outfield? Where did it go? And then I realized Nunez just casually snatched it. That was a Dustin Pedroia-esque play right there.
Center fielder number 6, Matt Chamberlain, grounded out to short his last time up. And here another lefty versus lefty matchup for Gagetskis. Well, he takes the advantage first with a pitch on the outside corner, 0-1.
Game has been going by very, very, very quickly so far, Billy.
Very true. Here's the next pitch. That one drops low for a ball. The count here now is 1 ball, 1 strike. 6 pitches last half inning.
I mean, it's been about half an hour and we're in the top of the third here.
Pitches low for a ball. The count here is now 2-1. Let's see. You got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pitches this inning. You had 6 last. I believe it's going to be 10 pitches in double digits this inning. And the 2-1. High fly ball. Going out between second, right, and center. And it will be Matthews who makes the catch.
Looking for the Bermuda Triangle, but just sort of ends up drowning out there in center field.
6 pitches in the top of the frame, or I should say bottom of the last frame, and 10 pitches this top of the frame. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. We head now to the bottom of the third. Sharks lead the Suns by a score of 2-0. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Exercise is hard. So is maintaining a healthy diet. Of course, neither is half as hard as dying. Sadly, type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and stroke kill nearly 1 million people a year. Even sadder, most of these deaths are preventable with a few lifestyle changes, including regular activity, healthier eating, and not smoking. Talk to your doctor about your risk for type 2 diabetes and heart disease. And if your doctor recommends lifestyle changes or medication, listen. The reason so many die is because not enough are willing to change. You can stop it, starting right now. It's your life. Listen to your doctor. Eat better. Get moving. Visit checkupamerica.org or call 1-800-DIABETES. A message from the American Diabetes Association.
Back to live action. The first pitch was low for a ball. Next pitch is fouled off. Count now 1 ball, 1 strike to left fielder number 6, Alexander White. Quick pace again from Sean Babineau.
Yeah, this is just absolutely ridiculous. But looking at White, second on the team, the .313 average, 15-48, a double with a homer, 3 RBI, and 13 walks. By far leads the team with 10 strikeouts and 6 stolen bags.
Pitch was very close, but it was rolled low and outside by home plate umpire Mike Mooney. He did just motion, as this one's a hot shot over to third. Jeez, you have to throw it over that quick? Hathaway charged it, realized, hey, I'm going way too fast. Why don't I slow it down? And he still went way too fast.
No, he did not slow down at all. And that kind of reflects the tempo with which Babineau has been pitching today. Really just a shark shot of the play.
Here's the DH number 30, Thomas Hughes. Here's the pitch. Lower outside corner called strike, 0-1.
He was struggling to begin the season, just 1 of 15 on the year with a walk to 5 strikeouts.
Well, this one is a grounder over towards second. Easily gloved there from Mascolo. Throw over to first in time. Already 2 outs.
Right, I know.
Wow.
Like, we don't even have opportunity to catch our breath here.
All right, let's go quick. Catcher, 16, Taylor Vieira, go.
Vieira, 297, 11-37. 3 RBI, 5 walk, 9 strikeout.
Okay, now we have another 5 seconds to talk.
How's the weather out today, Billy?
Good. Here's the pitch. I'm just kidding. Not the pitch, yeah.
Oh, boy.
Taking his time is Vieira, trying to slow down the ball game. I mean, pitch, lower outside corner to the lefty, called strike, 0-1. And pitch got away with there from the pitcher. But, yeah, we're under 40 minutes. And we're already 2 outs in the bottom of the third.
Yeah,
if you're a pace of play advocate,
you love this.
This is your game.
Yeah, you love this.
The 0-1. Waved and a miss. Pulling the string there's Babineau. Surprising. He's got a quick pace, quick pitches, and he pulls the string.
And he's got him down 0-2 with 2 outs, and he's potentially 1 pitch away from ending the inning. Jeez, I'm going to blink and the ball game's going to be over.
The 0-2 low and outside. Count now is 1-2. Fifth batter, he's been ahead of the count, that being Babineau. 1-2. That one fouled back. That one's going to scare a few spectators, but hey, there's a safety net there. That's good.
Yeah, no one's going to get hurt. Thank you for that, Billy. I mean, we do have a bit of open, block over there.
Yeah, we do. Here's a windup. 1-2. Hot shot. This one headed over to the first baseman. He gloves it, or I should say wrists it. And that is a throw over to the pitcher for the final out of the inning. And Babineau, the Sharks defense, sees the Suns in order through 3 innings of play. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. And we head now through 1/3 of the ball game now to the top of the 4th. Sharks lead it by a score of 2-0. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Are you prepared in the event of a disaster? I'm Jim Cantori, reminding you that the best way to make your family safer is to be prepared before disaster strikes. First, build a disaster supply kit with enough supplies for each family member for at least 3 days. Next, make a family communication or evacuation plan. Finally, stay informed. Listen to local radio and TV reports when disasters are imminent. For more information on how you can be Red Cross ready, contact your local American Red Cross chapter or visit redcross.org.
This is probably a good reason on why they're trying to hurry up. Now the top of the 4th, the rain's starting to come down. We weren't expecting it, but
there you go.
It has come.
It is actually kind of pouring now. It just sort of, like everything else, it wasn't there, and then it was hitting us in the face extremely quickly.
Oh yeah, this is really coming down already.
No, but I think we're kind of like as if this baseball game is having like a midlife crisis and everything is like flashing before its face or something. Like everything is happening so quickly, ridiculously quickly.
Well, it's a good reason, Andrew, because this is the last home game the Suns are going to be facing off against the Martha's Vineyard Sharks until Wednesday. That will be the final home game that they'll be facing off against the Sharks this whole season.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Billy, but I do believe you have to complete 4 innings, for a game to be finalized. So hypothetically, if the rain were to turn, too much to be played at, they couldn't call it a completed ball game. I don't know. I think it would be postponed, or
it would be suspended.
Yes, suspended
until Wednesday, which would be the home game.
That's the word I was looking for.
Here's the first pitch, just missing the lower inside corner. Count is 1-0 to Brian Rone. He hit a sacrifice fly into left center field.
Yeah, about 5 minutes ago, it seems like.
Well, this one's another high fly ball. Looking up his fair cloth, fighting the rain. And he will make the catch in foul territory.
An impressive play because, again, I talk about that white thing in the sky, but last time Faircloth didn't have to contend with the rain, but now he's got to deal with the gray sky, the rain, and, of course, this tiny little white thing in the sky that's plummeting at an extremely fast rate. And he does so, and he corrals it almost effortlessly for the first out of the inning.
Well, he's not going to score a run there for 2 reasons. One, there's no runners, and second, that was in the infield. Here's the DH number 41, Eric Fago. He grounded out to third on a foul ball, but it was ruled fair.
He'll be back up to bat in, I don't know, give or take 10 minutes anyway.
11 tops.
I said give or take.
Yeah, I'll give you one. It'll be a 1-0 count here to Fago. This one's a hot shot, rip foul. And that one, the spectator said, I'm going to get out of the way. Literally, just sit there stone-faced and just lean back. Lean back.
You can just pick it up off the ground. You don't have to, the camera's not on you. You don't have to, try to make an awesome play and, potentially look silly,
Better than picking up your teeth as that one smacks you in the face. This one a little bit of a lifted ball going out to that same area, and that one does go over the fence. So no free souvenir for some spectators, and the count 1-2. Yes, Andrew, for any game that is from 4 to 8 innings, a pitcher has to pitch 4 innings in order to get qualified for a win. This one bounces up towards us, and that will hit the plate.
And one of these days, it's going to bounce just right, and it's going to land right there.
Perfect, yeah.
And that would be great. I would, in between innings, I would go and get that ball and claim it for my own. I would have put it past
you if you went during the inning.
Right.
You hear, sorry, try to get the ball underneath the press box.
Right.
It'll be a 2-2 count for Fago and the pitch. That one's a hot shot past the glove there. DiMartino going into center field. Rounding first is Fago. He's got to think about it, but he thinks better of himself and goes back to first.
Hey, look, in that bat, that lasted more than 2 or 3 pitches.
And hey, guess what? Also,
no out recorded.
A single.
Yes, a single as well. I don't think we've actually seen any of those up to this point.
We have not.
No, just a few doubles.
2 doubles and a single now for the Sharks, and otherwise that's it. So for that, we now head with one man gone, one man on to the third baseman, number 7, Kellen Hathaway. He struck out swinging, and he likes to prove that, hey, I'm the Flash when it comes to third base with throwing over to first.
Billy, it is raining really, really, really hard right now.
Cut on and miss there from Hathaway. The count is 0-1.
It is really coming down now.
Yeah, they're just trying to get this game underway.
I believe that's 4 completed in it.
Yes,
correct?
it is 4 completed.
So even if this happening gets completed, the home half of the 4th still has to get finished.
Pitch is high and away for a ball. Now the count is 1 ball, 1 strike. If the score was reversed, however, it's 3.5 innings.
Ah.
Hitting up first is Fago. Modest lead there for the tall, lengthy fellow. Pitch is outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Well, it wouldn't be bad for the Suns essentially if they can hold their reign and make this game get suspended.
Get the bullpen some rest.
Exactly. I want to be out of the negative vibe as that one. Oh, big cut and miss there from Hathaway.
I mean, Yagetskis threw a lot of pitches in that first inning, and that second inning in particular. You know, we've been talking a lot about how quick this game has been, but it hasn't been as such for Yagetskis to this point.
Now the 2-2. Oh, terrible swing. And
Terrible.
Had a
Can you even
34-inch bat or 64-inch bat because that one was way outside.
Yeah, you can't call that a swing. That was more like here, Yagetskis, let me show you my bat. Here, I'm going to hold it up high and just hold it in place so that you can look at it. That was what that was. That was not an actual swing. That was just elementary with a capital E.
Here's the catcher, number 12, Nick Raposo. He doubled, reached third on a balk, and then scored on the sac fly. Here is the pitch. Outside for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Nobody's in the bullpen. Everyone fled for shelter.
Can you blame them? That, and given the nature of the ballgame right now, they don't really need anyone warming up at the moment.
Here now is the 1-0. Does hit the outside corner. Yes, I can't blame them. How dare they trying to stay dry?
Says the 2 people who are in the broadcast booth right now.
And I have a hoodie, jeans, and my fiance wearing a blanket.
And me in short sleeve stuff as always.
Pitch is high and away. It's 2-1.
And yet, of the 2 of us, Billy, which one is always the one complaining about the cold weather? It's not me.
Sorry. Sorry. I don't know. It's a really tough call sometimes.
Right. Okay, sure. Blame it on someone else, as always.
2-1. Oh, just misses the outside corner. Yagetskis not believing it. Well, he's going to have to deal with reality, and it'll be a 3-1 count. Short lead for Fago on first. Here's a 3-1. High fly ball fouled behind home plate.
Yeah, Fago not really threatening to steal, and that's probably because he hasn't even attempted a stolen base this season.
Yeah, he focuses more on the power.
Probably worried like, oh no, if I take off too quickly, I might slip in the rain or something.
No, I don't think that. I think he's
something like the College World Series, only without a runner on third.
Yes. The runner does go, of course, because it's 3 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 men gone.
Yes.
And it's fouled back. So, he attempted a stolen base, even though there was no base to be had.
Right. Wouldn't go down as a stolen base no matter what happens. Can't think of a scenario where it would go down as a stolen base.
There is
anyhow.
none.
Okay.
Runner goes again as this one is lined out to right. Shade will reach up, and he will make the catch. So for that, we now see no runs off 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left. We head to the bottom of the 4th for the Suns, at least, trying to get this game suspended. If not, just try to get a win. 2-0 Sharks lead the Suns. We'll be right back with more Suns baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Give yourself the gift of a comfortable retirement by setting some cash aside for yourself. Saving a little of your monthly income can be as affordable as the average holiday gift. If retirement is near, you'll want to start saving right away. If you're younger, begin saving now, and compound interest will help your retirement funds snowball. A great way to figure out how much you'll need to save for retirement is to learn how much you'll get from Social Security. Do that in minutes at www.socialsecurity.gov/estimator.
You suffer from the heartbreak of brain rot, feeling bored, sluggish, listless, not had a new idea in days, using electronic gizmos without a clue why they work. Now there's help. Ham radio, guaranteed to stimulate your corroding neurons and open a whole new world of excitement. To learn more about ham radio, go to helloradio.org.
Side effects of ham radio usage include mental stimulation, desire for education, new career paths, understanding of technology, and cases of addiction have been reported. If you experience any of these symptoms, you're welcome.
Ham radio. It's not your granddaddy's radio anymore.
This is Billy Madewell with the call. Just kidding.
Oh, boy.
I love this song, Space Oddity by David Bowie. One of my favorite songs.
Clearly.
Let alone
you
from
couldn't
David Bowie.
stop singing it when we were off the air.
Yes. The right fielder, number 18, Shad Shade, will step up to the dish. Grounded out to third his last time up. Here's the pitch. This one, hot shot over to short. Bobble there by the shortstop, and that one's going to be an error.
Looks like
Rone was not able to corral it, and that one's going to go down as an E6.
Yeah, I was just about to say, like, oh, look, another one pitch, one out. But unfortunately for Rone and the Sharks defense, I guess they can't go that quickly. Barring a ground ball right here.
So here's the second baseman, number 8, Drew DiMartino. Big lead there for Shade on first. Now he dances out there as the pitch is right down Broadway. Calls strike 0-1.
With the ball getting slippy, dealing with the rain, which has kind of subsided a little bit, you know, it's going to get a little trickier to field out there.
Pitch was low to DiMartino. It's now 1 ball, 1 strike.
No, boy, do these Sharks know DiMartino well after their last appearance here at Wahconah Park.
Here's the 1-1. That one, well, that'll make him step back a little bit as the pitch was well inside and low as well. 2-1 the count.
Of course, what I'm alluding to is DiMartino's walk-off grounds rule doubled the last time the Sharks were here.
Very true. And a good old popsicle stick there from Babineau as time is called, because, well, the mud is starting to really sit there on the mound.
Of course, earlier, Billy, you remarked on how the mound and home plate looked much darker than the rest of the field, but now everything just looks the same.
Yeah, the diamond, a step off here. The diamond was a lot lighter. Our home plate as well as the pitcher's mound, both were a little bit darker. They were raked, and there was also tarp over them to begin the contest. Beforehand it is as well. Pickoff motion back towards first.
Very, very casual.
I'm saying this currently. The rain has, for the most part, subsided. We'll see, however. Pitch is low. Now it's 3-1 to DiMartino. Here's the 3-1 outside, and that'll be the first walk of the ball game for the Suns and DiMartino. Now there's runners up first and second.
To slow things down just a little bit.
And this will bring up center fielder Dave Matthews, batting from left-hand side. Sharks will play 2 for 1 here, getting a double play. And a runner going to third. And that one is just off the butt of the bat. Just barely made contact, really. It's baffling on how that did make contact. It just barely tapped it.
He swung really, really low and maybe got like a hair off of the bat.
Yeah, really, just a hair. It's an 0-1 count. Babineau with the 0-1. Curveball. That one just misses outside. I love that curve there.
Yeah, great pitch. It starts off in the middle of the plate. Maybe tries to trick Matthews into thinking, oh, this is right in my wheelhouse. But didn't get him to go on that one.
Time is called as the pitch was thrown, and a smart move from Babineau to throw it.
Not really sure why time was called, though.
Matthews called it. It was going to be a strike, as home plate umpire just went 1-2. Then he dropped the finger and went to 1-1. Caught on and missed. Well, now he can count it 1-2.
No doubt about that one.
At that one.
No doubt about that one at all. Really, he's been pounding the outside part of the plate against Matthews pretty consistently the entire game. And it's been working so far.
Time is yet again called here from Matthews. Not liking the delay.
Now, isn't that quite a change of pace, literally and metaphorically?
I think he's trying to get in the head there, as well as Shade trying to get in the head there of the pitcher, as Shade is throwing some dance moves out there at second base. Here's the 1-2. Foul ball, third base side. We'll go again to 1-2. Babineau has a sign. Here's the 1-2. Cut on a miss for strike 3.
Yeah, he's just having a miserable time trying to hit Babineau. Babineau, again, really pounding the outside part of the plate, and it's been working to devastating effect against Matthews as he's put him down on strikes for the second time in a row.
And he has half of the total strikeouts for Babineau today, 4 strikeouts. As here is third baseman number 39, Ivan Nunez. Saw one pitch, and it was a line out to opposite field and right.
But finishing what you were going to say, Billy, half of those to Dave Matthews, who struck out twice now.
Nunez is really crowded the inside part of the plate, and that one is in there, called strike. Runners on first and second. One man gone. It's an 0-1 count to Ivan Nunez. Still dancing out there is Shade. And the pitch. Well, he definitely got in the head there, because that one was up and away.
Yeah, it looked like that one slipped. A good curve, but way, 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 way too high.
Yeah, Shade was having a humongous lead at that as well. Not just a secondary lead, but
Shade looks like he's got the jitters out there. He's kind of just shaking back and forth, running to and from the plate.
If someone was covering, I think Shade would have been gunned down, but I think he realized that no one was. That's why he slipped getting back to the bag.
They're trying to counter mess with Shade by having either the second baseman or the shortstop kind of run over to the plate and then back.
Shade does go as this one's a broken bat over the leg. I should say under the legs of Shade, who will come in the Pittsfield Suns with their first hit of the ball game. An RBI single by Nunez, and shattering the bat at that.
Well hit.
Great play.
Well hit ball, and a good decision to have Chad Shade steal, because otherwise there was no way he was making it home. Finally, the Suns get on the board, and they do something against Babineau with their first hit and run simultaneously of the ball game.
They went through the full order of the Suns. They went through without giving up anything, literally anything. Then an error for Shade against the shortstop, Rode, a walk, a strikeout, and then an RBI single. Now there's still runners on first and second as the pitch was out of the zone for a ball 1-0. This is Brandon McHale, who struck out swinging his last time up. Suns have a little bit of momentum on their side as the tying run is in scoring position currently. And a late strike call in the lower outside corner, but the correct call. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And I do believe the run that Chad Shade has scored will be unearned.
Yes, he reached on an error. He will not be earned. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pitch high and away. 2-1. And you have to put the run, really not just for Nunez, give the assist to Shade for getting into the head there of Babineau, who's been lights out, except when Shade got on the bases. He's been looking
Shade
over at
does
him multiple times.
Shade does a great job of doing that to Babineau and to everyone else in the FCBL. He's just great at that. And that's something you can't really find in the box score. You're not going to get credit for a stolen base per se if you try to mess with the pitcher and succeed. So, again, that just adds to the lethality of Shade on the base paths.
Here's the 2-1. That one is in there, called strike.
Kind of a late call on that one as well, but I would say probably the correct one.
I'd rather correct. I should say I'd rather be late than incorrect.
Yes, late and correct than quick and wrong. Yes.
2-2. Pop up behind first base, going into right. Charging as a right fielder, but that one's going to drop. A throw in, but the bases are going to be loaded here after a bloop single from McHale. Bringing up, here's a heavy hitter. First baseman Dylan Faircloth with the game of the year yesterday. And Brockton, again, he went 2 for 4, 2 jacks, and, he had to continue his lead for the team in the hit-by-pitch department. So he took one for the team again.
And that one, I know we're obviously not going to chalk that one down as an E9, but it looked like a mental error out there in the outfield because with the full head of steam, I believe he probably could have got to that ball decently enough in time, but it looked like he underestimated how much that ball would carry. It was just sort of jogging, shuffling over to the spot, and then he finally began to sprint, but by the time he had done it, it was too little too late, and it was a base hit.
Pitch high in the air to right center field. There's the right fielder with a catch. They're going to test it. The throw in will not be there in time. The pitch and throw was low. Suns tap the ball game with a sac fly from Faircloth. It's 2-2.
And again, we put a lot of hype into Faircloth's 2-homer game the other night, but with the bases loaded and 1 out, down 1 run, you don't have to put it over the wall or even really get it to hit the ground. You just sky it out there, get a fly ball, easily tie the ball game up 1-2-3 easily.
Left fielder number 6, Alexander White, an appeal over to third, and he is safe. Wow. Wow. PJ Hunt, ladies and gentlemen, the PA announcer. Beautiful timing. So Alexander White, with no shade of a doubt that it is a tie ball game. And a pickoff motion back towards second. Very close. Very close to a ball.
Really teetering the line over there.
Yeah, he nearly paused, which meant he would have had to go back to home plate. Here's the pitch. That one's in there. Called strike, 0-1. Babineau unraveling here this inning after going perfect for the first 3 innings. And the ball game is 9 innings. Pitch inside.
That's pretty interesting. It kind of began cutting in and then finished breaking the other way.
It was more of a cut fastball than anything.
Yes. I was just about to say that was more of a cut fastball than anything else, but one with a weird cut to it.
That one, trying to hold the spot there, was Raposo, but home plate umpire Mike Mooney realizing that one was definitely outside. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 men gone, 2-2 ball game. Go ahead run is on scoring position at second. That one, questionable, but it looks like it did just barely tick the outside corner. It's now 2-2-2 in a 2-2 ball game. So the Deuces wild pitch from Babineau. Kicks and deals. Line, third base side foul. We'll go again.
Not breezing through this inning as much as he has in innings past, as Billy said. Babineau kind of unraveling this inning.
I believe he has as many pitches as he did in the first 3 innings, this inning alone combined.
That wouldn't surprise me. This inning alone has probably been about as long as the 3 innings before.
Yeah, that's true. I think I have this number here. Down pat and correct. Here's a 2-2 again. Fly ball foul yet again. 2-2 it remains.
Well, he had 2 1-out pitches back in the second inning and 1 out that lasted all of 4 pitches. And looking at it, Drew DiMartino actually matched that with his at-bat alone when he drew a walk on 6 pitches.
Here's the pitch, but ring him up. Breaks out the curveball, and it works to perfection. So White goes down, but the Suns, they tie up the ball game in a game that we thought, I'm not sure if it's going to last. 2 runs off 2 hits, 1 error, 2 men left through 4 full innings. Suns tied the ball game. It is 2-2. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
They're your friends. They're your neighbors. They're even famous entertainers. They're teachers.
Okay, class, settle down. Open your book.
They're scientists and astronauts. They're hams. They're 650,000 strong, and they're just like you. Earning your amateur radio license is easy. Just contact the American Radio Relay League at 1-800-326-3942.
In times like these, violence in our schools is a reality, so it's important to know what to do if a dangerous situation arises, and also how to prevent it. Kids, never bring a weapon to school, and if you see a student with one or even hear someone talking about having a weapon, report it immediately. If something doesn't seem right or look right to you, speak up. If someone you know is showing signs of anger, or if you are feeling out of control, tell someone. If you feel threatened or bullied, tell someone. Violent acts often start out as small disagreements. Tell a parent or teacher if you see an argument taking place. It's better to let someone know about a disagreement before it gets out of hand. Let's put an end to these tragedies. Ask your school to adopt an anti-violence program. Visit ncpc.org to learn more about how to keep your school safe. That's ncpc.org. A message from the U.S. Department of Justice, National Crime Prevention Council, and the Ad Council.
Too bad about radio.
Oh, what do you mean?
Well, since television, hardly anybody listens to radio anymore.
Oh, I wouldn't worry about that if I were you. There's a radio in use for every man, woman, and teenager in America.
Really? Gee, I'd hate to think of them all turning them on at once.
They do. Every morning.
Who listens to radio? That go where you go, medium called radio. That's with you every night through the long commuter fight, and in the morning with your toast and mama lady-o. Who listens to radio? No matter if it's summer, winter, spring, or fall. Who listens to radio? Only 150 million people. That's all.
We now head to the top of the 5th in the bottom of the order for the visiting Martha's Vineyard Sharks. For that, here's an update on Babineau's line. His first 3 innings pitched a total of 33 pitches, an average of 11 pitches per inning. The last inning, 27. He was 6 pitches less than the first 3 innings combined, and that will, with a pitch count now, it's going to be really troublesome for Babineau to come out for multiple more innings. Here's a first baseman, number 23, Tyler Winseg. He had a sac flying to left his last time up.
Well, despite getting a bit shaken up, giving up those 2 runs, still has plenty of pitches left in him for an outing, so he should be able to at least go 1 more, possibly and probably 2 more. Of course, unless he throws 33 pitches again next inning.
Yes. Yes, indeed. Well, if you throw 30 or more in 1 inning, no matter what, you have to be replaced.
I believe that number is 40, isn't it?
Pitch is high for a ball, and the count 1 ball, 1 strike.
If that was the case, of course, then Babineau would have to be replaced immediately, as he just threw 33 pitches in 1 inning.
No, he threw 27 in the 3rd. This one going into right field, shade on the track there, and he will reach up and collect the out. Now with 1 man gone, here's the second baseman, number 29, Chase Mascolo. He struck out swinging on 3 pitches. Gets with the nod. Here is the windup and the pitch. Foul ball, first base side. Here's the next pitch. That one is back. think that might have changed it. It is 40 pitches.
I don't believe that. I'm pretty sure it's always been 40 pitches. I could be wrong, but I believe it's always been 40.
I think you're right, Andrew. It's an 0-2 count. Jim Mascolo. Here's the 0-2. Well, that one drops low and, well, Mier forgets what sport we're playing here at Wahconah Park as he nearly tackles Mascolo as he fell off balance. That reminds me of a little bit of Anthony Rizzo.
That's great. That's a great comparison.
Here are the 1-2 and the pitch. Swung on, foul back. What I'm referring to is Anthony Rizzo was in the batter's box. A pitch was fouled off, or I'm not sure what it was. The catcher threw it and it hit Rizzo in the head, in the helmet. So he looks over at him, gives him a slight shove, and then just waves this absolutely hilarious smile. Now the 1-2. This one right past the glove there of Gagetskis going into center field.
I mean, pretty straightforward. Just about a hand away from Gagetskis there trying to stretch out his glove and make the catch. It gets past the infield, and that's going to be a single for Chase Mascolo.
This is the number 9 hitter, right fielder number 26, Ben Dickey. And right now, for the Sharks, 2 runs, 4 hits, 1 error. Suns 2-2-0. Forgot to mention the uniforms. My apologies. Suns, as you see, coming out in their home white uniforms. Black Suns embroidered with yellow. Your red numbers on the left abdomen. Black numbers embroidered with yellow on the back. White pants with a red trim down the side. Black cap, black brim with the Suns P logo as the pitch is in there. Called strike 0-1. The Vineyard Sharks we're going to be getting to in just a moment as Mascolo has a huge lead at first. And the 0-1, he check swings, and that one goes foul. Oh, great snare there. Gets a little bit of a clapping effort there.
Gloves are overrated.
Exactly. Sharks coming out in their road purple uniforms. White Vineyard on front with white numbers on the left abdomen and on the back. White pants with a purple trim down, a blue trim down the side.
Colorado Rockies-esque.
Yes, black cap, black brim with the Martha's Vineyard Shark logo on the cap. Huge lead at first. Here's the 0-2. That was a full swing, and this one, well, essentially goes to the same spot. Long hold and the 0-2. That one upstairs.
Trying to induce either weak contact with a flyout or trying to just simply get him to swing and miss at that one. A good pitch.
Well, essentially, would have worked as a pitch out as well.
He's taking an awfully big lead over there.
Pickoff throw over to first. The tag was not applied, but they would have gotten him.
He's kind of mishandled a bit as well.
A very close play over on first, and now Mascolo's going to think, I might take a shorter lead. We'll see.
No, it doesn't look like
he's still being daredevil.
In fact, if anything, that's a longer lead than before.
2-2, a high fly ball. Matthews is going to trot back, and he'll make the catch. Thus will bring up the leadoff hitter, left fielder number 2, Kai Nelson. He is 1 for 2. Speaking of 2, that's exactly what he had in the first to begin the ball game, a 2-bagger. He also scored a run. And I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, that's Tyler Briggs that I mentioned a few innings ago. That is warming up in the pen. Let me just double check. Tyler Knapp, excuse me. And this one, weak line drive to center, and playing it off one hop is going to be Matthews. A strong throw into second, and it's missed. They would have had him dead to rights at second. On a pickoff, essentially, would have went 8-4, excuse me. But he missed the grab. The tag would have been applied, and that would have ended the inning.
Unfortunate turn of events right there, and an unconventional play. Not something I guess you're really prepared for, but still mishandling it over there at second. Clearly not going to go down as an error of any type, but again, what I like to call an ME.
Being a mental error, and here is the left-handed hitting Chamberlain, the center fielder. Ground out to short, fly out to center. He's 0 for 2. And there is 2 outs. Pickoff throw over to second, no one there. However, no balk this time. Here is the pitch. That one drops low. Mascolo there, a little froggy, very shade-esque. A big Chad shade. Trying to get in the head of the pitcher.
2 can play that game, I suppose.
Here is the 1-0. This one, shot and a hopper over to DiMartino at second. Throw over to first. That will end the inning.
Really ran him in on the hands there. No real potential to do anything with that at bat.
The top of the 5th, no runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 men left on base. We now head to the bottom of the 5th. Suns in a current tie with the Martha's Vineyard Sharks. We'll be right back with more Suns baseball here on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Do you suffer from the heartbreak of brain rot, feeling bored, sluggish, listless, not had a new idea in days, using electronic gizmos without a clue why they work? Now there's help. Ham radio, guaranteed to stimulate your corroding neurons and open a whole new world of excitement. To learn more about ham radio, go to helloradio.org.
Side effects of ham radio usage include mental stimulation, desire for education, new career paths, understanding of technology, and cases of addiction have been reported. If you experience any of these symptoms, you're welcome.
Ham radio. It's not your granddaddy's radio anymore.
Salagadoola, menchikapoola, bibbidi-bobbidi.
You must be your fairy godmother. Yes.
It doesn't take a fairy godmother to tell you that the right fit means everything.
Good heavens, child. You can't go in that.
Children under 4'9" need to be in a booster seat because they aren't ready for adult safety belts alone. Many parents miss the important step of booster seats.
Maybe you better explain things to him.
Booster seats raise your child up so that a safety belt designed for adults will fit and protect them properly.
Oh, that does make a difference.
Remember that 4'9" is the magic number, and get your little pumpkin there safely in a booster seat.
Hop in, my dear. Oh, thank you.
And like Cinderella, you can live happily ever after.
First pitch, or the interruption of the public service announcements. First pitch was in there, a called strike to DH number 30, Thomas Hughes. As this one, he taps in, one hops over to short. Throw over to first. It is thrown in the dirt. Ronay with another error.
Very, very rough thrown. If you remember, it was Ronay's error that got the offense started back in the 4th. So,
the last one was a fielding error. This one is a throwing error, as diving off was Winseg, and it was way in the dirt. No way that the out was going to be recorded with a throw like that. So at E6, it will be ruled. And another error there for Ronay, who's not been having his day at short, especially in this weather. Here is Mier. He grounded out to first his last time up. And the pitch. That one's in there. Called strike 0-1. Babineau getting the official pitches again for the first 3 innings. 33 pitches total. For the 3rd inning alone, 27. The 0-1. Oh, big cut and miss, and he was absolutely fooled with the curveball.
Getting tied up hard on that one. I don't even know what he was trying to do with a swing like that. Even if he was guessing right, he just sort of flailed at that thing like a fish. Just a horrible, horrible swing.
Or like a toy that's been wound up and then you let it go. The 0-2. That one does make contact. He does catch it in air. That will go down as a strikeout for Mier. One gone. Bring up the right fielder, number 18, Chad Shade. Speaking of errors for the shortstop, Ronay, that is how we reached his last time up. An error, an unearned run scored. He is 0 for 2.
Just a miserable at-bat there from Mier, who never really looked comfortable and just didn't have much of a control of his bat on that one. Just a very poor at-bat.
Pickup motion back towards first. More of a rainbow throw over. Wants to play a little catch there with Winsig. And the pitch. Right down Broadway. Called strike 0-1. Shade wanted to see a pitcher too. Now the 0-1. That one drops low over the outside part of the plate. Now 1 ball, 1 strike. With 1 man gone, a runner on first. Here to Chad Shade. Here's a pitch. Curveball. Called strike, the correct call, but a beautiful curve that Babineau has been breaking up today.
That has been one of the things remaining consistent with his outing, even though he has slowed down considerably since those torrid first 3 innings.
The 0-2 just past the glove of the pitcher, but it goes to short, flip over to second for 1, over to first, not in time. And it'll go down as a fielder's choice again for the speed of for Chad Shade, which is second to none. He reaches and replaces Hughes at first.
Yeah, Chad Shade's speed keeping the inning alive on that one.
It'll go down to fielder's choice 6-4. And the second baseman, number 8, Drew DiMartino, will dig in. A strikeout and a walk with an unearned run scored. Whoa, look out.
Oh, boy. Very Manny Machado-esque down there, losing control of the bat.
Well, this one was all rain.
Yeah, not clearly and obviously not intentional.
I think they're going to call time here. I think he's got to get a new bat because when he's... Oh, pine tar. Oh, that makes all the sense in the world. So that is, well, for lack of a better term, a throw and a miss. A lack of a better phrase, excuse me. Yeah, a throw and a miss. And that went wood on wood because that one was thrown all the way to the backstop and it hit the wood just about 10 feet away from Kevin Donati and Chris Barbarata. That being the bench and hitting coach for the Suns, respectively. Pickoff throw back towards first. Back in safely is Shade. He's been in the head of Babineau for the past 2 innings now. Shade is a speedster. He does steal bags. This one, however, he's not going to be able to. Flip over to second from the shortstop side. Another fielder's choice in the exact same fashion will end the inning. And in the inning, no runs off, no hits, 1 error, and 1 man left. We now head to the top of the 6th with a tie ball game 2-2. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Give yourself the gift of a comfortable retirement by setting some cash aside for yourself. Saving a little of your monthly income can be as affordable as the average holiday gift. If retirement is near, you'll want to start saving right away. If you're younger, begin saving now, and compound interest will help your retirement funds snowball. A great way to figure out how much you'll need to save for retirement is to learn how much you'll get from Social Security. Do that in minutes at www.socialsecurity.gov/estimator.
Did you know the 3rd leading cause of fire deaths for older adults is cooking? Hi, I'm Rob Neal from the United States Fire Administration with important fire safety tips for seniors. Never leave cooking unattended because a serious fire can start in seconds. Don't wear loose clothing while cooking. Keep towels and pot holders away from the range. Double check the kitchen before you go to bed or leave your home. This message is brought to you by the United States Fire Administration, your local fire department, and this radio station.
We now head to the top of the 6th, and this will be the heart of the order. Brian Rode, Eric Fago, and Kellen Hathaway. For Rode, he's trying to make up for what he's been doing, and that's 2 errors thus far. He already made up for 1 with a sac fly. So there's your mulligan, but he does have another, so he's trying to redeem himself for his second. He's currently 0 for 1 on the day. Pitch is a lower outside corner on a generous called strike call. It's 0-1. Now the 0-1. Oh, big cut and miss as he blows him by with a fastball. Count here is 0-2. And another swing and miss there. And Rone goes down on strikes for Gagetskis. That's his 87th pitch. More than likely will be his final inning.
Rone just having a miserable day as of late. 2 fielding errors and then down on 3 strikes. Didn't even put up a fight against Gagetskis in that one. It's been a rough day for Rone, both at the plate and in the field.
4 strikeouts on the day here for Gagetskis. CH Eric Fago digging in rather. He's 1 for 2. Which, well, we don't know what the first out that he collected would have been, but it was a foul ball, but called fair. It was the pitch is low, 1-0.
Guaranteeing that this will be Gagetskis' final inning, as he is at 88 pitches right now.
Here's the 0-1. Another big cut and miss, and he's blown them by. Everyone down by fastballs.
The fastball of Gagetskis touched some pretty high digits, but it also has some underrated movement to it as well.
Now the 1-1. That one high, fly ball going deep to right. Shade going back near the wall. And, well, he didn't mean to break it, but I think he did break it. Yes, he did.
He did. He kind of...
That one was extremely close where I think Shade just prevented a home run.
That was going to go over the wall. I think Shade robbed him over there and right.
That one was more of a line drive than anything. But, yes, I do believe that one was highway robbery. Eric Fago with a hard hit.
And he didn't destroy the wall much like Alexander White did a little bit ago, but he definitely looked like he broke or cracked it of some sort.
He moved it off its hinges, definitely. Well, the pitch well upstairs there to Kellen Hathaway, who has been great defensively, not so great offensively. 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Here's the 1-out.
If he makes contact as hard as he throws it, then he'll put it over the wall if it runs in on his hands.
That'll go 700 feet.
Of course, we haven't really seen him make contact to this point.
Pitch in there, called strike. Count is now 2-1. We've actually seen him make contact once.
Once, yes.
On a
foul ball.
Yes. Gagetskis with the 2-1. Pitch is high for a ball. 3-1 is the count. Trying not to lose Hathaway here. Again, Gedman trying to get the most out of his starter at the max for that sole reason that the bullpen is depleted. There's not many pitchers. That one, speaking of pitches,
beautiful, beautiful pitch. Pain of the outside corner, froze him up easy. Perfect pitch to throw in a 3-1 ball.
Gagetskis trying to get a quality start with the next pitch here. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and here's a payoff. And this one is tapped and over the diving glove there of DiMartino. It took a weird hop over him. Otherwise, he would have gotten the ball. Not sure about the throw of it at first, but that will go down as a base hit for Hathaway.
Well, your DiMartino kind of lunged the opposite way at first for like a brief 1/10 of a second, and I think that was enough to doom him on getting to that ball as it skips past him, and that looks like it's possibly no. That's never mind. That's not Gedman. Never mind.
No, that is Brandon Chalikas. He's a pitching coach. What they're trying to do right now is 2 things. 1, get the confidence there in Gagetskis and try to have him complete the quality start. 2nd, stall for time for the warming Tyler Knapp.
Holding the line when they get to their quote-unquote bullpen, that's going to be the challenge.
I think for Tyler Knapp, the big obstacle is try to finish the game.
Yes.
Nick Raposo will dig in. He's 1 for 2. A double and a run score. Good lead there for Hathaway on first. And the pitch just misses the outside corner. 1 ball, no strikes. I believe 87 pitches, 98. As that one is low for a ball. 2-0. .98 pitches. Here's 99. Fouled off. This will be the final batter that Gagetskis faces.
barring something like a, well, actually, that would it'd still make it. Yes, no matter what, even if he picks them off, then yeah, he wouldn't come out next inning anyway.
Here's the 2-1. The 100th pitch is a hot shot going into deep right center field. That one's going to go down, and they're going to wave him around because it went to the power alley. And let's see the throw into third. Let's see, will it be in time? It will not. That will go as a RBI triple for Nick Raposo. It is 3-2, and that is going to end the line here for Gagetskis.
Tough way to go for Gagetskis as well.
As here comes Gedman. And they're asking if he's ready, and well, he is, but that is going to be it for Gagetskis. Cannot get the quality start, was just one pitch away. But a hard hit ball into the power alley did him in. An RBI triple. Get an ovation from the Suns crowd. So with a runner on third, it's 3-2. Sharks leading with 2 men gone here at the top of the 6th. We'll be right back with more Pittsfield Suns baseball, the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Did you know the third leading cause of fire deaths for older adults is cooking? Hi, I'm Rob Neal from the United States Fire Administration with important fire safety tips for seniors. Never leave cooking unattended because a serious fire can start in seconds. Don't wear loose clothing while cooking. Keep towels and pot holders away from the range. Double check the kitchen before you go to bed or leave your home. This message is brought to you by the United States Fire Administration, your local fire department, and this radio station.
New pitcher in the ballgame for the Suns, that's going to be Tyler Knapp, and Knapp will be making his debut in today's ballgame. In relief of Jonathan Gagetskis, Gagetskis' line is not officially finalized, still responsible for the man on third. Should that man come to plate, they would be attributed to Gagetskis' line and not Tyler Knapp's. But if that does not happen, Gagetskis' line will look like this. 5 2/3 innings pitched, 1 out short of the quality start, facing 24 batters, 3 earned on 7 hits, couple doubles with a triple, and 4 strikeouts at exactly 100 pitches. That last pitch he threw, though, not ending so well as he gave up an RBI triple.
For the pitcher, Gagetskis, again, not only was he 1 pitch away from a quality start, but now with that RBI triple to Raposo, he is now currently in line for the loss. 64% of his pitches were for strikes. I say that because, well, there was 100 pitches, and he threw 64. He had 4 strikeouts, 4 singles, 2 doubles, 1 triple, but just 1 too many pitches, as Raposo was able to put that one and drive that one to right center field for a ride. Tyler Knapp again, 6'3", 230-pound sophomore out of Longwood University. Just came onto the team a short while ago, a couple days ago, actually. Here's first baseman number 23, Tyler Winseg. He's 0 for 1 with a sac fly to left. As Winseg sees the first pitch from Knapp. First pitch is high for a ball. Count is 1-0. Here's the 1-0. That one high for a ball. Count now is 2-0. Is high, and it's now 3-0, and this one more or less is going to be a free pitch here for Winseg.
Not the way you want to come into a ball game on your first batter face. You really have to pound the zone on this one.
3-0 is high, and that'll be a 4-pitch walk. So bring up second baseman number 29, Chase Mascolo. He's 1 for 2 on the day. Singles last time up, but also a strikeout. Wensig with a moderate lead, and the pitch. That one, I think it is going to be ball 5. Very close. It was on the upper inside area. Did not hit the corner. So ball 5 here for Knapp. And the pitch. That one make it 5-1. Called strike.
Finally painting the zone
strike
on that one.
Yes. Big lead, and that one is called strike. I was confused by Wensig. It wasn't even a bluff and go. It was more of a I don't know if I should steal or not. I wasn't sure if that was a bluff and go, but it looked like a very delayed one.
He's taking a pretty sizable lead over there at first.
Pickoff throw over to first. They got him.
Oh.
No, they rule him safe. What? They rule him safe. Wow. What?
Oh,
Gedman is charging out of the dugout. He did not swim over the tag.
Yeah, I don't understand where the save call is. He was out by a mile. Like a mile. It's not even close. The inning should be over. Really, the inning should be over.
And now they're going to... Oh, let's see here. This is going to be very interesting.
An appeal. Maybe an appeal?
They're going to talk things over. That being home plate umpire Mike Mooney and Paul McKinney.
I don't understand where the safe call comes from. He was dead in the water by a mile. Doesn't look like it's getting changed.
No, I believe Mike Mooney is saying that he did not have a call because he was not in view of the play. That was all bases umpire Paul McKinney.
Yeah. Rough. Disappointing.
So it'll be a 1-2 count. It remains. Here's the pitch. Well, doesn't matter. Knapp puts it into his hands and gets a strikeout.
No harm, no foul, I suppose.
With that, in the inning, 1 run comes off 2 hits, no errors, and 2 men left. We now head to the bottom of the 6th. And currently, right now, it is 3-2. Sharks lead it. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Type 2 diabetes is a serious chronic health threat in America. It affects tens of millions of people. Many people who have the disease don't know it. Diabetes can cause health problems such as heart disease, strokes, amputations, and blindness. Talk to your doctor, get screened if you're at risk, and learn how to avoid becoming one of the millions of new cases of diabetes each year. You can help prevent type 2 diabetes. A message from CDC and HHS.
You must be your fairy godmother. Yes.
It doesn't take a fairy godmother to tell you that the right fit means everything.
Good heavens, child. You can't go in that.
Children under 4'9" need to be in a booster seat because they aren't.
Bottom of the 6th and the heart of the order for the Pittsfield Suns. However, starting off with center fielder number 20, Dave Matthews. He wants to put the ball in play. He struck out swinging twice. Here's a pitch. Well, he does exactly that. A slow grounder over to second. Throw over to first in time. Not the way that he wanted to put it in play, but nonetheless, he doesn't. 1 pitch, 1 gone.
2 strikeouts and a 1 pitch out. Not the most productive day for Matthews at the plate, and really should think about trying to try a different approach here against Babineau, because Babineau has just been having his way with Matthews tonight. Matthews has been way too aggressive at the plate, and it's resulted in some very unimpressive plate appearances tonight.
Yeah, 6 strikeouts, 72 pitches thrown for Babineau. Only 72.
He could easily finish this inning and potentially come out next one as well.
Here's Nunez. He sees a first pitch called strike, an RBI
Beautiful.
single. It's a 1-2 on the day with a line out to right.
Beautiful pitch. That one was great. That one looked like that one had an interesting cut towards the end of it, but
that one does the same as this one hits the outside corner.
No doubt about that one. A beauty of a curve on that one. Painting it black, grabbing the outside corner, been doing that all game long to everyone up and down the line.
They set up outside because Nunez is crowding the inside part of the plate. 1-2 count.
Yeah, Nunez is really crowding it, as you've mentioned it before, Billy. Surprised that he hasn't tried working the inside part of the plate some more.
Well, he does. Does he go? He did not. No, he got out of the way of that one because that one nearly got him.
Right as
extremity.
Right as I talk about how he's not working on the inside part of the plate.
Perfect timing. 3 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors for the Sharks. 2 runs, only 2 hits. No errors for the Suns. That one called strike 3. That one right in there. And now another strikeout on the belt there for Babineau, who's been having an outing of the year, essentially.
Outing of the year, and just beautiful location. He painted the black hard against Nunez. He kind of danced around him, tried to not give him anything to hit and keep it in the zone, and that worked to perfection. He just dissected Nunez.
Speaking of dissection.
Wow.
Wow, I shouldn't say throw. That was a change up, and he really was Mr. Puppeteer. The 0-1, that one, late strike call. That one, generous call.
Yes, generous indeed. But, well, when you've been hitting it as hard as Babineau has been as consistently, I guess you tend to get calls like that.
Pitch. That one was the correct call on outside as the infield nearly took a step or two going towards the dugout.
That was a little bit more outside than the last one, though. Not surprised to get the ball call.
1-2. Curve, and this one is a slow fly ball going out to center. And right there is the center fielder, Chamberlain.
He'll easily make it out for the 7th inning, Babineau will.
Yeah, he's eating up innings, definitely. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. Babineau back to his old self. I'm talking about the first 3 innings, as that is the 4th 1-2-3 inning that Babineau has hurled. We head now to the top of the 7th. It is 3-2. Sharks lead the Suns. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Do you suffer from the heartbreak of brain rot, feeling bored, sluggish, listless, not had a new idea in days? Using electronic gizmos without a clue why they work? Now there's help. Ham radio, guaranteed to stimulate your corroding neurons and open a whole new world of excitement. To learn more about ham radio, go to helloradio.org.
Side effects of ham radio usage include mental stimulation, desire for education, new career paths, understanding of technology, and cases of addiction have been reported. If you experience any of these symptoms, you're welcome.
Ham radio. It's not your granddaddy's radio anymore.
Getting your child home safely.
Cats love views together 3 times.
Is just a click away.
There's no place like home.
But making sure your child is in the right seat is just one of the steps down the road to safer travels.
I don't know how it works.
Find the right seat for your little one's age and size. There's no better way to get home safely. Know for sure that your child is in the right seat.
How can I ever thank you enough?
Get all the facts at safercar.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network. Billy Madewell alongside Andrew Belarchin here at Paul Field at Wahconah Park in Pittsfield, Massachusetts. Starts lead by a score of 3-0 as we head to the top of the 7th. But Andrew has an update at the top professional level, the MLB.
Right now, the Cleveland Indians on top of the Detroit Tigers 4-1. New York Mets over the Dodgers right now 2-1 top of the 4th. Diamondbacks just trying to put the finishing touches on a 7-1 victory over Pittsburgh as the bases are empty in the bottom of the 9th with 2 outs. The Diamondbacks will almost definitely win that one. The Mariners up 3-0 early, bottom of the 3rd in Boston. The Royals, off the strength of a 3-run homer, now lead the Houston Astros 3-0 in Houston. The Oakland Athletics won a thrilling game in extras against the Chicago White Sox by a score of 7-6.
Now, this is interesting. There's a meeting, first base foul line, between home plate umpire Mike Moody, bases umpire Paul McKinney, and Mac Edmond.
Which, of course, is. I wonder what the meeting was about, but it looks like it's now dissipated. I've got to say, on a somewhat unrelated note, when Mooney calls a third strike, you could hear that thing from miles away. Like he just shouts out, "Free!" and then that's it. It's great. I love that. Putting a lot of emotion into it.
First pitch is high to Ben Dickey. He's currently 0 for 2 on the day. Tyler Knapp coming out for his first full inning of work as the next pitch is upstairs as well. 2-0. Knapp walked a batter and struck out a batter. He also picked up a runner at first that was called save, but it doesn't matter. The very next pitch caught looking was Mascola to end the inning. Pitch is upstairs again. Now the count is 3-0.
It's like how he began pitching to Winsig when he came into the game initially.
I believe that's Thomas Hughes warming up in the pen. Yes, it is.
We've seen him pitch before.
Yes, we have. The pitch is upstairs and another 4-pitch walk for Tyler Knapp. So bring up the top of the order in left fielder number 2, Kai Nelson. He's 2 for 3 on the day.
You at least want Knapp to cover this inning because your bullpen is already beaten up pretty bad where you've got a position player warming up right now. You really want Knapp to at least get through this inning without giving up another run or a few.
Runner goes. The pitch is high for a ball. Throw to second. Thrown into center field.
A very bad throw. Very bad throw off to the right of the second base bag. Easily getting in on a second and then getting onto third on what will no doubt be an E2.
Indeed it will. Pitch was upstairs on a pitch out, but the pitch that was thrown there from the catcher nearly got a piece of Knapp, who was retreating away from the throw. So Dickey steals a bag and then reaches on an error by the catcher, Mier. 1-0 count. Infield is in as this one's a hot shot into left field. That's going to be an RBI single there for Kai Nelson. They now double up the Suns by a score of 4-2.
Pretty straightforward, really. Gets on via a 4-pitch walk, swipes the bag, and then gets to throw on an error. And then the very next pitch, all of a sudden, it's now 4-2, and there's still not a single out recorded in the inning. Knapp has been very hot or cold so far since he came into the game. He did give up that 4-pitch walk to Winstig, and then he struck out his next man. But well, this time he creates irreparable damage by giving up a run.
Pitch is inside. Chamberlain gets out of the way. Contorted in an awkward way, however. The pitch is a ball. A bluff and go there from Nelson as he has a big lead. Looking like he's going. A pickoff move over to first. And actually, it was on a bounce that Faircloth had. I thought it actually got a piece of the cleats there of Nelson. Good pick there from Faircloth.
Lucky that thing didn't go away. Second error of the inning it would have been.
And another. Oh, that one goes over. No. And will they get there in time? They will not.
No way. And there's another error right there. I believe that will probably be an E1 throwing error.
In the dirt.
Regardless of how you score that up, another runner in scoring position with no outs in the inning. 2 errors this inning alone and critical moments as the Sharks try to pad their lead.
At Chamberlain, he's 0 for 3. Pitch is in there, called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here is the pitch. High fly ball to shallow left. Charging here is McHale. He gets underneath it, and he does make the catch.
Good way to get some momentum back on that one. And from the looks of it, Sharks have a guy warming up in the pen. Try to get some more information on that in just a moment.
Here's a shortstop, number 15, Brian Ronay, is 0 for 2 with a sacrifice fly into center field in the first. Since he's 0 for 2. He also has 2 errors.
Looks like it's number 34, Connor Hall.
Runner goes. It is called strike. And for that, I'm not entirely sure if that one's going to be a stolen base.
Had a man covering third, but no throw on to third.
Not even a look at it. We're going to rule it a stolen base.
I would think that's probably the right call, but I will admit, Billy, that is a tricky ruling.
Pitch was upstairs. Now 1 ball, 1 strike. Infield is in. Because I believe Nunez did charge to cover, that does qualify as a stolen base. Otherwise, it would have been a defensive indifference. Here's the 1-1. Pitch is upstairs. Now 2-1.
Either way, a poor result for the Suns is another run to come aboard that pad their lead is now just 90 feet away.
2-1. Foul ball first base side. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 man gone, 1 man in. Currently right now, Ben Dickey's run is unearned due to the advancement of the error. 2-2. This one, jam job right to the pitcher. No advancement. Throw over to first in time. 2 men gone.
Huge out right there, keeping the runner over there at third. And now just a fly out of some sort is going to keep another run from coming aboard.
Any force out will do. And here's Eric Fago. He was currently 1 for 3 on the day. I do believe Hughes is going to be the next reliever. It looks like he's all set. Probably come out for next inning, possibly also the 9th. We'll see.
He has been DHing it to this point of the game. I imagine they would probably just lose the DH and shift Hughes into pitching.
Would make sense. Pitch is upstairs for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. 2 men gone here to the cleanup hitter and DH, Fago. Big kind of miss there. 1 ball, 1 strike here to the designated hitter. Kellen Hathaway sits on deck. He's 1 for 3 with a couple strikeouts, also a run scored. Should there be Fago going onto base safely, as that one was inside. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Worth noting, Hughes coming into pitch, he's been DHing it to this point, so that makes the substitution easy on the Suns. And because we're expecting position players to follow up Hughes if he needs to be relieved, that just makes it even easier for them to continue it down the road, as they'll just simply slot in whoever's pitching into wherever Thomas Hughes is on the batting order.
Pitch, as you just saw, was fouled back. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 gone.
And of course, if you happen to be scoring this one at home, that makes it, of course, easy to score as well.
Here's a 2-2. Ring him up as a phantom swing there from Fago. It will go down looking, as it was called before the swing, but good sense of humor there from Fago as he goes down by way of the K looking. 1 run off 1 hit, 2 errors, and 1 man left. We're going to listen in live here for stretch time as the Sharks lead the Suns 4-2. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network. Six, 7, 8 batters. Faircloth, White, Hughes. Going to be digging in here as Faircloth is 0 for 1 with a sac fly his last time up. Back in the 4th. Here's the pitch and a check swing, but that one's at the knees, a called strike, 0-1. And that, I believe, is a 73rd pitch for Babineau. Here now the 0-1. This one, the high fly ball to right center field. Let's see. On the dead run is a right fielder who played it just right. Dickey with a grab.
Looks of it, he actually sits at 83 pitches right now. There's a few pitches left to play with if he were to come back in for the 8th inning. Although at the rate this game is going, I would probably have to doubt that. But in any case, he should be good to finish at least this inning.
72 pitches to begin the 6th inning. Now 83 pitches. My mistake. Pitches outside Alexander White. White is 0 for 2 with a strikeout looking this last time up. It's a 1-0 count and the pitch outside. Now 2-0.
It's been a wonderful outing aside from that fourth inning. In fact, beyond that 4th inning, just nothing doing against Babineau. Just absolutely nothing going against him other than that 4th inning.
Yeah, the 4th inning, he gave up a walk, 2 singles, and a sac fly, but it's still an out recorded. No earned runs. Big cut and miss there from White as he swings through it.
And outside of that fourth inning, just virtually nothing against him, period. Talk about other than that 4th inning, no base hits.
A check swing, doesn't matter. That one's called strike 3.
No base hits other than that 4th inning. No walks. Just really a couple of base runners that weren't even really his fault.
And now 8 strikeouts. Here's the DH, number 30, Thomas Hughes. More than likely will come out to pitch next inning. We'll certainly see. And here's the pitch. That one is a hot shot. Pushed it into right field for a push single to right.
Well, never mind that. There's a base hit in the 7th inning, not the 4th inning, but still a wonderful outing from Babineau. It's just a 3rd base hit, and they've all been singles. He should be good to finish the inning, as he still looks like the way he did back in the 1st and 2nd. Looking at it actually, he is at 89 pitches, so unless he picks off Thomas Hughes right now, he will not be eligible to come out for the next inning. But still, he should be good at least to finish this one off.
Yeah, going 6 2/3 innings deep. And
it's deeper than we see most FCBL pitchers in this.
And it's guaranteed he'll get a quality start. Here's the pitch. This one pushed into left field, charging as a left fielder. He will play it out for trap, and it goes off of his body as the left fielder Nelson at least knocks it down. A little bit of a leash here, as here comes the potential go-ahead run to the plate as the tying run is on first. So that will go down as a single into left. Back-to-back singles for the first time since, well, the Suns got the other 2 hits, which went back-to-back. Nunez and McHale in the 4th. Here's a leadoff hitter, Chad Shade. It's been a thorn in Babineau's side, especially on the bases. As the pitch is in there, called strike 0-1.
And yet, Chad Shade has gotten on base twice, but neither of those were actually base hits.
Error, fielder's choice. Pitch. Curved ball that turned into a changeup. There was no bite on it. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 men gone. As the Sharks are doubling up the Suns in the hits department and runs department. 4-8 for the Sharks, 2-4 for the Suns. 1-1, cut on and missed. 1-2 is the count. Shade needs to choke up on the bat and really look for contact with these next few pitches or a single pitch.
Just do something to keep the at-bat alive.
1-2. Swung on this one, dribbled over towards second. Thrown over to first in time, and that will end the inning.
Will also end Babineau's outing as well. On a good note, though.
Yeah, it's going 7 full. In the inning, no runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 men left. We now head through 7 full innings to the top of the 8th. Martha's Vineyard Sharks lead up by a score of 4-2. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Too bad about radio.
Oh, what do you mean?
Well, since television, hardly anybody listens to radio anymore.
Oh, I wouldn't worry about that if I were you. There's a radio in use for every man, woman, and teenager in America.
Really? Gee, I'd hate to think of them all turning them on at once.
They do. Every morning.
Who listens to radio? That go where you go, medium called radio. That's with you every night through the long commuter fight, and in the morning with your toast and mama lady-o. Who listens to radio? No matter if it's summer, winter, spring, or fall. Who listens to radio? Only 150 million people. That's all.
You suffer from the heartbreak of brain rot, feeling bored, sluggish, listless, not had a new idea in days, using electronic gizmos without a clue why they work. Now there's help. Ham radio, guaranteed to stimulate your corroding neurons and open a whole new world of excitement. To learn more about ham radio, go to helloradio.org.
Side effects of ham radio usage include mental stimulation, desire for education, new career paths, understanding of technology, and cases of addiction have been reported. If you experience any of these symptoms, you're welcome.
Ham radio. It's not your granddaddy's radio anymore.
New pitch in the ballgame for the Suns. It is the shortstop who DH'd today and is now heading to the mound, Thomas Hughes. As the Suns have an interesting dilemma on their hands with regards to their bullpen, they're now turning over to the position player, Thomas Hughes, to throw some pitches and try to keep the game at a 2-run deficit. And from the looks of it, that's going to do it on the line for the reliever, number 33, Tyler Knapp.
First pitch is foul back, 0-1.
Knapp threw an inning and a third, 7 batters faced, 1 unearned run on 1 hit, walked a couple and struck out a couple, 27 pitches, just 12 for strikes, so not really feeling the zone all that much.
This pitch lined right field side, foul. Look out, everyone.
Well, that's a rocket shot. Would want no part of trying to field that.
Here's a sidearmer Hughes with a pitch. Well, that one well outside. Count is 1-2. Hughes with a 1-2. Oh, holding the spot there is me. Yeah, that one was close, but it looks like it was just low. Down is 2-2.
Very gutsy take on that one. Must have been noticeably low.
2-2. Oh, that one just outside this time. Now it's full 3-2.
Some very close calls.
Payoff. It is fouled back.
Lucky to make contact on that one. He was really, really early and swung that very, very hard.
Here's not the first pitch that he is pitched here at Wahconah Park.
Indeed, we have seen him pitch here before.
And that one's cut on a miss.
No doubt about that one.
Good way to start your outing. The good old strikeout from the DH. Excuse me, designated pitcher, essentially. Here is the catcher, Nick Raposo. He is 2 for 3. Get this. What a line. It's 2 for 3 with a double, triple, RBI, and run scored. Not bad. Hughes with a sidearm, and that one is in there. Called strike. Now there's 0-1. He was long hold, and now the 0-1. Same spot, called strike 2.
Kind of jabbed the bat at that one. It was also way off. He was looking to swing, try to get something in the upper part of the plate, and that thing was lower and away.
Next pitch just misses a little bit too far outside. That one, a check swing. Did he go? No, he did not. Very close pitch.
What we've seen from Hughes, he doesn't have like a particularly flashy repertoire, but he does seem like he's somewhat acclimated to pitching, which makes him a logical choice to come out of the pen for any position player the Suns might have.
This one down the third base line. It is a fair ball. A strong throw over to first. And yes, he did pick it. Strong throw from Nunez. Even better pick there from Fairclough.
Good defensive effort on that one. That's always a tough play to make. A grounder over to third, trying to cleanly and quickly throw it over to first. Beautiful bang play and a good combined effort from Nunez with a strong throw and Fairclough with the pick to get him out.
Now 2-man gone. Here's first baseman number 23, Tyler Winseg. He's currently 0 for 1. The sac fly in the second, fly out in the fifth, and a walk in the sixth. First pitch he sees. And one is low. Count is 1-0. That one hits him.
Freaking smacked him in the helmet, that one.
No, that one got him right there on the shoulder. Would have heard a big thump if that one hit him in the helmet.
A little bit too close to that area for comfort, however. But either way, getting on to first on the hit by pitch.
Well, again, he's not a normal pitcher. I said that in every sense of the term, normal. Normally a position player, middle infield. Sometimes comes in relief when needed. Jason Mascolo, he is 1 for 3 in the day. A couple strikeouts both ways of the K, as this one is over the plate but high. It is 1-2. 1-0, rather. With 2 outs. That's what I was looking for. Pitch. Josh misses inside. That being the batter. Count is now 2-0. Vinseg leading off first. And the pitch. That one just misses the inside corner. And now it's 3-0.
He's kind of unraveling. Location's been decent to this point, but he plunked the guy and then threw 3 straight balls.
This one right in there, called strike. So 3-1 is the count here. Runner goes as it swung on and missed. A throw to second. It's off the glove of DiMartino.
Oh,
they had him, but it
him.
goes off the glove of DiMartino and will go down as a stolen base there for Winseg. So stolen base for Winseg. Runner on second. Full count. It'll be a full count pitch and the pitch. Cut on a miss for strike 3. Doesn't matter. Mascolo, third strikeout of the night. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 man left. We head to the bottom of the 8th. As the Suns trail the Sharks 4-2. You're listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Getting your child home safely
Tap your views together 3 times.
is just a click away.
There is no place like home.
But making sure your child is in the right seat is just one of the steps down the road to safer travels.
I don't know how it works.
Find the right seat for your little one's age and size. There's no better way to get home safely. Know for sure that your child is in the right seat.
How can I ever thank you enough?
Get all the facts at safercar.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
The following commercial is sponsored by feedthepig.org, an organization devoted to helping you save money. We will not entice you with messages like
Lowest prices in town. Dealer approved, certified pre-owned.
nor will we brag about our
Huge selection. Enormous variety.
we will offer no contingencies like
See store for details. Legal exclusions apply.
because we simply want to help you spend smarter and save better. Log on to feedthepig.org. Find the benefits of saving for every stage of life. Brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the Ad Council.
New pitch in the ballgame for the Sharks. Looks like it's number 34, Connor Hall. Hall has appeared in 4 games so far, thrown 4 innings, given up 3 hits, an unearned run to go with a walk, and 4 strikeouts, has a winning decision on the season, and has a 0 for an ERA. And will be taking over for the electric starter in Sean Babineau, who simply had his way with the Suns lineup. 7 full innings, 28 batters faced, no earned, but 2 unearned runs on 4 hits, 1 walk, and 8 strikeouts through a total of 94 pitches, and was ineligible to come out for this inning. But still, you got to be happy with an outing like that. 7 innings of no earned run ball, and Babineau definitely in line for the win right now, and if the score should hold, he will receive that decision.
Hey, you can't have a better start than Babineau. He only gave up back-to-back hits in the 4th, back-to-back hits in the final inning. That would be, of course, the 7th. And he only gave up an extra walk. That's it.
Yeah, Babineau just really giving his team a great shot to win this one with 7 very strong innings. And now he yields way to the bullpen to see if they can finish the job.
Here's the first pitch. He does it good way. That one cut out and missed by Drew DiMartino. He is currently 0 for 2 on the day with a walk and a run scored. Pitch. That one low for a ball, 1-0. 1 ball, 1 strike. Excuse me. Hall with a windup, kicks and deals as this one drops low and away. 2 balls, 1 strike here to DiMartino.
And when Hall was here a little over a week ago, back in the 14th, he did throw a shutout inning in that one, although he did give up a single and a double and struck out 3. That was the last time we saw Hall here, and he was nearly flawless. It's just he didn't give up any runs, just a couple hits.
Well, that one full of flaws on the foul ball as they hit the house. As that one is squibbed foul, third base side. We'll go again from 2-2. The line drive, or I should say fly ball, was essentially on a beeline to that house out on the first base foul territory side, and it did hit off the side panel. 2-2. It went a little high and tight. Not necessarily chin music, but nonetheless still a ball. Now it's full 3-2. And there is, it looks like a closer warming up in the pen for the Sharks as well. The payoff is low and away, and that one, it'll be a walk for DiMartino, his 2nd on the day.
Great patience there from DiMartino. He fell behind early, but took a few very tough pitches, followed off with some very nice defensive swings. Definitely earned that walk in every sense of the way.
Center fielder number 20, Dave Matthews, not his day, 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts.
And a 1 pitch out to go with that.
And this one is taken high and tight. That dropped to middle and tight. Count is 1-0. Nobody gone. 4-2. Sharks lead the Suns. Also double up the Suns in the hits category, 8-4. Both teams have 2 errors. Pitch. That one a little high as well. Now 2-0. Now for the Suns again, as opposed to Sean Babineau, have a golden opportunity to, since the kryptonite is gone away, tie up the ball game. This one, big cut and miss. And speaking of tying the ball game, with that swing was the intent. Count is now 2-1.
Kind of reared back, and It looked like a golf club swing rather than a baseball, man. I mean, the intent was there, but there's no way that swing is going to ever create anything like that.
2-1. Same swing, and that one's cut on a miss now, 2-2.
Gonna look like he's swinging a club on that one. He has no idea. He clearly has no idea what Connor Hall is going to throw him based on those two swings, because he's really just trying to almost push the bat through and wildly try to stab at something. He has no idea what Connor Hall's throwing him.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's a pitch. Curveball called, strike 3. Matthews obviously upset, not liking the call.
Oh boy.
He's got to be careful here. I know he's frustrated, but he's got to play it careful. It's a curveball, and he backdoored him. Mike Mooney allowing Matthews to vent his frustration.
Yeah, oh boy, don't get used to that. Props to Mike Mooney for that, at least. Most other umpires might have been a little bit more agitated with that, but Mooney wanted to keep everyone in the game, just shrugs it off and knows that Matthews will eventually be done.
Here's Ivan Nunez. He is currently 1 for 3 on the day, an RBI single. That one, big cut and miss. Right now, the Suns have to focus on contact, not necessarily tying up the ball game.
Yes, my thoughts exactly. I was just going to say something to that effect. They do have the tying run at the plate, and these last 3 swings between Matthews and Nunez have been trying to tie the game on a single swing when they don't even have to do that. It's not like it's the bottom of the 9th yet.
Here's the 0-1. That one called, striking lower outside corner.
You can tell Nunez doesn't like the call, but that one definitely on the corner. Nunez does have power.
Checks his swing, holds off as the pitch is outside. Good hold up.
And I really like that pitch because, of course, everyone in the entire stadium can see that between Nunez and Matthews, these guys are amped up, trying to get something. And it's Connor Hall's job to try to feed into that energy and get him to swing at something silly. He almost got him to do that there.
1-2. That one drops low. Good eye there from Nunez. It's now from 0-2 to even 2-2. DiMartino sitting at first. Modest lead there for DiMartino. Two from Hall. Called, strike 3.
Yikes.
Backing away from that one, putting his shoulder away from it was Nunez, but again, because he crowds the inside part of the plate,
yeah,
if it's inside, it's going to hit him. If it's on the inside corner, he's going to think it is there.
And that one was tough for Nunez right there. Crowding the plate doesn't really help him on that one for the reasons Billy just said. And I've been waiting on someone to take advantage of him doing that, and it finally just happened right there.
Brian McHale 1 for 3 on the day. Sees a first pitch called strike.
And remember, Connor Hall, he did give up 2 base runners, including he gave up a single and a double his last time he was here. And he did give up that leadoff walk, but he also finished that outing when he was last striking out the side, and he's close to doing that here.
Pitch. Oh, that one went a little high and tight, then dropped middle in.
Yeah, that one, the theatrics there from McHale, that one worked. I thought that one should have been a called strike.
A ball is strike 2 gone. Here's a pitch. Caught on a miss there from McHale, who represents the game-tying run here in the bottom of the 8th.
So many really powerful swings, but no results whatsoever to be had with such swings against Hall.
Hall from the stretch, the 1-2. Waves at this one, cuts on it and misses, and that will end the inning. After giving up a walk, that being Hall, he strikes out the side in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 man left. We now head to the top of the 9th. For that, Hughes is going to come in once more. We'll be right back with more Pittsfield Suns baseball here on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network as the Sharks lead the Suns by a score of 4-2.
Well, since television, hardly anybody listens to radio anymore.
Oh, I wouldn't worry about that if I were you. There's a radio in use for every man, woman, and teenager in America.
Really? Gee, I'd hate to think of them all turning them on at once.
They do. every morning.
Who listens to radio? That go where you go, medium called radio. That's with you every night through the long commuter fight, and in the morning with your toast and mama lady-o. Who listens to radio? No matter if it's summer, winter, spring, or fall. Who listens to radio? Only 150 million people. That's all.
Now, the top of the ninth, it'll be the number 9 hitter, then the top of the order. They're starting with Ben Dickey. So it'll be Dickey, Nelson, Chamberlain, barring anyone being replaced. Hughes with the pitch. That one drops low and away for a ball, 1-0. Next pitch says that one's cut away and missed, or excuse me, fouled off, excuse me. 1 ball, 1 strike here in the top of the ninth. Sharks lead by a score of 4-2. Here is the 1-1. That one drops low again. Now it's 2-1 here to Dickey. Well, I've been having issues here with the computer because it just does not want us to look at Thomas Hughes' past when it comes to his pitching. As the pitch in there on the inside corner, a called strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes. I have to find him on the good old iPhone because, well, the computer does not want to help us out here today. Hughes with a 2-2. Caught on a miss. Late swing for strike 3. And Thomas Hughes with 3 strikeouts on the day.
Of course, there had to have been some concern when you had the realization that, oh, we're going to have position players come in to pitch. It's like players who aren't bona fide pitchers. But, I mean, if you didn't know the Suns very well, you wouldn't have been able to tell that Thomas Hughes wasn't a bona fide pitcher because he's had a very solid inning and a third of relief.
Pitch was out of the zone for a ball here to Kai Nelson, who is 3 for 4 with a double, stolen base, RBI, and run scored. That one a called strike, but dropped there by Mier. Thomas Hughes, back in 2016 with the Suns, was an 0-1 record. Pitched 4 games, that being 5 1/3, gave up 1 strikeout, 4 walks, 6 hits for, well, an inflated ERA of 5.06. Pitch, that one looked like that one just missed out of the zone. Count 2 balls, 1 strike. That one is in there, a called strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes now. The 4 games he pitched in, gave up 6 runs, only 3 of them earned. Pitch just misses inside.
Trying to get him front door with that movement pitch. And again, that is a very bona fide pitcher-esque move. Although, as Billy just read off, Hughes is not really a stranger to the pitcher's mound.
Payout pitch. Make it 4 strikeouts in the ballgame there for Hughes.
Maybe he should consider starting some games here, eh? 4 strikeouts in under 2 innings of work.
Yeah, put a little Ohtani flavor into the DH spot.
Right.
Center fielder number 6, Matt Chamberlain. He's 0 for 4. A ground out in the first to short, fly out to center in the third, ground out to second in the fifth, and a fly out, pop out to short in the 7th. The pitch is low and in. 1-0 is the count to him. Pitch. That one's in there against the lefty. Called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now the 1-1.
It's well inside, it looked like.
I wasn't sure if that one actually just got a piece of the bat, but it looks like it didn't. Wasn't sure if it was on the handle there. Well, that one, no doubt about that one. That one's definitely a cut and miss.
No doubt that did not touch the bat.
So 2 balls, 2 strikes as Hughes tries to get through the inning in order. Pitch. Make it 5, including striking out the side.
Jeez.
Hughes strikes out the side in order. 1, 2. What comes after 2? 3. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. We head now to the bottom of the 9th. There is a new pitcher in the ballgame for the Sharks. We're going to keep it here. You're listening to the Pittsfield Suns Baseball, the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
That looks like it's Mike Listinici. I believe I got that last name correct. We've seen him here before, and I believe that was how we pronounced it. But Listinici, no stranger to coming into Sharks games, by far the most appearances in a ball game on the team, with 8 total appearances, having pitched 9 in the 3rd, 6 hits on, well, no runs, period, walking 7 and striking out 8 with 3 saves. So seems to be the Sharks' go-to for the 9th inning. He will try to finish off the Suns and pick up his team another victory.
So Mike Listinici going to be coming in a save situation and getting the hold without any doubt will be Connor Hull no matter what. But for the Suns, they got 3 outs to play to get 2 outs. I should say, excuse me, 3 outs to get 2 runs. And for that, they're going to be starting off with a man who had a hot streak yesterday. Today, not so much. All 3 balls that he put in play and all 3 plate appearances. Fly out to right in the 2nd. Sacrifice fly to right in the 4th. Fly out to right in the 7th.
A very abbreviated game as well, as he's only seen 4 pitches in those 3 trips.
All that one, you don't have to make it 5 as the end line. He sees the first pitch called strike. Count is 0-1. From Listinici to Faircloth. Yeah, very abbreviated. You're right, Andrew. Just looking at that. Here's the pitch. Cuts at this one. Swings and misses. It's now 0-2, and this is the first time that he will see 3 pitches in 1 plate appearance. 1 pitch in the 2nd, 1 pitch in the 4th, 2 pitches in the 7th.
Almost matching his 3 at-bats up to this point all alone.
A pitch from the fastball off Listinici. That one dropped low for a ball, 1-2. Faircloth wants to be patient here.
Well, as evidenced by the 2nd pitch of this at-bat, he's also not afraid to go out and try and get something.
1-2. This one, he got something, a grounder that eats up the 3rd baseman and goes into left field.
And that one right at the 3rd baseman there. I don't think he saw it coming because he was kind of napping over there. Probably could have fielded this one if he had been a little bit more focused. I'm not really sure. I would imagine it probably gets ruled.
That's going to be a troublesome call for him.
I would think 51-49 a base hit, but I could see the argument either way.
Right now, it's not officially ruled anything yet, but he is sitting on first base.
Yeah, either way, the tying run is now at home plate.
Pitch. That's a fastball to left fielder Alexander White. He's 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. Here's the 0-1. Pitch does hit the outside corner. It's 0-2 to Alexander White. Again, he represents currently the game-tying run. Pickup motion back towards first. Ooh. Good pickup there from Listinici.
I was going to say, that was a zip throw back to first. It was right on point, and it was a rocket shot.
Here's the pitch. Check swing, and this one he holds off as it's high and tight, now 1-2. This is going to be subject to change, of course. I'll get to that in a second.
Again, I would think 51.
Here's the 1-2, and that one bounces in, gets away from the catcher. No advancement, obviously, as it's in front of him.
I would think 51-49 base hit, but again, I definitely think there's an argument to be made for either side.
It is tentatively going to be ruled. Again, it's subject to review. Because the ball looked like it took a weird hop, it will be ruled as a base hit. That is subject to change, and it's very troublesome to call that an error. It was within ordinary effort, but the pitch is up and in. Count is full now, 3-2. But it looked like it took a weird hop for that, and it just ate up the third baseman there, Hathaway, who did have a chance at it, but I believe it creamed just and deviated out of the way.
Yeah, again, I do think that.
There's a payoff. The winning run will come to the plate.
Yeah, and again, I do think that you can make a good argument either way, and I agree with you, Billy. I think troublesome either ruling. I think troublesome is a good word for it, but looks like Thomas Hughes is being. Actually, no, Thomas Hughes will come to bat.
Yeah, that's me here.
I just thought for a minute there, like, wait a minute.
Yeah, they're going to bat out of order in the bottom of the ninth. No way.
Right. It's not the FCBL All-Star game.
Hughes, the designated pitcher, essentially.
Yes.
Designated hitter, now pitcher. He is 1 for 3 on the day. Ground out to second in the third. Reached on base by an error in the fifth. In the seventh, the single to right field. A great time for him to break out of a slump.
He hasn't really had much success with his bat. Having plenty of success with his glove, at least when he took the mound.
Pitch is upstairs for a ball. Count here is 1-0. He's not electing to bunt, at least that first pitch. But the corner infielders are in.
I would think bunting would be a good idea in this scenario.
Well, the ball is low. Now it's 2-0.
Although, hey, if you can't find the zone, why bother?
Now here comes the catcher, Raposo, and also looks like a pitching coach. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that's Andrew McComb. Or excuse me, McKeon. Now, we've seen Hughes deviate the pitcher before. I'm not going to call it here, but I'm saying it's not out of the realm of possibility that Hughes tries to flash a bunt and then pulls back.
At a 2-0 count?
To try to get the third ball?
Yeah, I mean, 2-0, you just walk the guy in front of you. I think I would take until I see that first strike.
Well, he does.
There you go. Say no more.
It's a 2-1 count. Runners on first and second. Tying run is on first. Winning run currently being represented by Thomas Hughes. The pitch. Low for a ball. 3-1. And this will be a very interesting pitch here.
Huge pitch coming up here from Listenichia. Really treat it like a 3-0 count almost. He's really got to find the zone.
Here's a 3-1. He does hit the zone.
Oh, by the skin of his teeth as well.
That one just clipped at the meniscus line. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Runners on first and second. Tying run on first. Winning run at home plate. That being Thomas Hughes. Listenichia with the payoff. Swung on, fouled off.
Kept the tension.
And where did that one go?
It looked like it stayed in the park.
Oh, it did fall. I wasn't sure if that hit a spectator, but it looks like it.
No, it looked like it hit the fencing, I think. And it looked like a group of people came together to try to corral it.
Here's the payoff. Low and outside, walks him. The winning run is on base.
Oh, boy. Down 2. Winning run on base. Bottom of the ninth. Oh, boy. This is every baseball fan's dream. The only people it's better for than the fans are the players themselves. Clutch moment here for Taylor Mier. We've talked all season about clutch hitting. Well, trying to practice what you preach.
Bases are loaded. Nobody gone. Pitch. High fly ball, foul third base side. That will go out of play. 0-1.
In situations like this, every time, even if it's clearly and obviously a foul, every time that bat makes contact with the ball, you just kind of have to feel your heart skip a beat, even if it's clearly a foul like that one.
This one, yet again, same spot.
I mean, really, with White on second, a hit in the outfield would probably tie the ball game.
A ground ball, however, it looks like they will trade 2 for 1.
Reasonably, of course.
The 0-2. Low for a ball, now 1-2.
And in the event the Suns do tie the game up, it looks like they're warming someone up to replace Thomas Hughes.
Mier sees a pitch, the little chin music there. Tying tie, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody gone, bases loaded. Faircloth on third, White on second. Hughes, the winning run on first. Pitch. This one a hot shot. Going towards the shortstop. Flip over to second for 1. Over to first. Diving. And he is out. They do trade 2 for 1. And the tying run is on third. The run does come in. No RBI for Taylor Mier. That'll go down 6-4-3.
Yeah, tough play right there. You do push across a run, but the base is loaded and no outs. That's got to be viewed as a disappointing result.
Here's Chad Shade. Pitch. Upstairs for a ball. The count is 1-0. Tying run. That is Alexander White. The winning run is the hometowner. That being Chad Shade. It's a 1-0 count. The pitch. That one low now, 2-0.
And a shaky day command-wise for Lisinician, and he barely just escaped on that ground ball, but he's not out of the woods yet. Far from it, actually, with the tying run being 90 feet away.
2-0. Curveball does clip with a curve on the outside corner.
That one looked like a 50-50.
Shea does not hit the ball out of the infield today. Here's a 2-1. Low.
You do have first base to put him on.
But you also have Shade being extremely speedy.
True enough. And also, interestingly enough, you have Drew DiMartino coming up next. And who hit the walk-off shot last time they were here?
Oh, the 3-1. He gets a little antsy, swings that ball 4.
Why? Oh, man, that one was so tight. There's no way that would have been a called strike. Oh, man.
Here's the payoff pitch here from Lisinician. This one tapped over to second. Bobbled there by the second baseman. Throw in the dirt. He dropped it. He dropped the ball. The throw is in the dirt from Escolo. That's going to go down as the game-tying error, and Shade sits at first. He dropped the ball. He went for the pick, had it, and then dropped it.
Well, this is going to go down as a blown save on Lisinician's line, but really this should go down as a blown save on Mascolo. What a horrible time to make an error. Just terribly sloppy play, and a whole new ball game here as the game is now tied.
Pitch, cut on and missed. Strike 1 for DiMartino. And his last time in the scenario, well, it was the game winner.
He ended the game.
Pickoff throw over to first, and he threw it away. He's not going to try it, and a very smart move from Shade. The ball was thrown away.
So hard.
He scampers back to first after thinking about going to second.
Yeah, and he throws a hard pickoff throw. Most other pitchers on that play, Shade would have been over to second, but that thing ricocheted off the wall, almost coming up to the bag off the ricochet. They easily would have had Shade at second, but Shade, good awareness to stay at first and not end the inning.
The run is unearned. Faircloth is earned. Here's the 0-1. Shade goes, swung on a miss. The throw over to second. Not in time.
Oh, boy. Runner in scoring position to win the game, potentially.
We've seen this before. Hometown and hometown at second base and home plate. Very, very intriguing ball game, ladies and gentlemen.
And a hit in the outfield, much like last time, would end it.
Listen, Ichia, the 0-2. Little high and tight there. So the high ball will make it 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 men gone. Chad Shade, a hit in the outfield will score him. Here's a 1-2. Swung on, goes into left field. That one's going to be a base hit, and hits the lip of the outfield wall. Then see the throw into left center, and that one is saved. Another one. Another one. Walk up. Base hit for Drew DiMartino, and the Suns steal one by a final score of 5-4.
Talk about clutch hitting. Twice in 2 meetings with the Sharks. They really got to dislike Drew DiMartino at this point. He just won them the game again. Wow.
The throw from the left fielder there, Nelson, came right dead center, but the throw was late. It hit the outfield lip of the grass.
Lucky bounce.
The hometown bounce for the hometown guys. What a game.
What a game indeed. And like you said, Billy, they just stole it in the bottom of the 9th, and Drew DiMartino, again, clutch hitting. Like, you cannot get any more clutch than 2 walk-offs against the same team in the course of almost a week. Wow. Just wow. Jeez. Talk about surreal.
Talk about cerebral.
Well said.
That will end the ball game. A single to left field for Drew DiMartino scores the other hometowner, Chad Shade. The Suns steal it by a final score of 5-4. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to collect our breath. When we come back, the Pittsfield Suns post-game show right here on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network.
Did you know that every 2 seconds someone in America needs blood? Dr. Phil here, and I'd like to encourage you to donate blood through the American Red Cross. If you've never given before, now's a great time to start. If you've given before, do it again. It only takes about an hour, and your donation could make a life-saving difference. So contact the American Red Cross today. To make an appointment, call 1-800-GIVE-LIFE or visit givelife.org today. Thank you.
So here's
Welcome to the Pittsfield Suns post-game show on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network. And now, back to Paul Dowd Field at historic Wahconah Park in Pittsfield with your hosts, Billy Madewell and Andrew Belargin.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Pittsfield Suns post-game show right here on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network. If you're just tuning in,
you missed it.
You missed it. Billy Madewell alongside Andrew Belargin. You missed
amazing
a script that you cannot write, and then again you cannot rewrite. Suns with another walk-off hit from Drew DiMartino. The very same scenario that happened the last time that the Martha's Vineyard Sharks were here this past Thursday. That is how you put a cherry on top on the climb back to 500.
Absolutely surreal. Drew DiMartino walking off the top dog in the SCBL twice in the course of 9 days. Like, it's as Billy said, you can't even write this stuff up unless, of course, you're Drew DiMartino himself. But just absolutely amazing. Drew DiMartino, the embodiment of clutch hitting on this team. Absolute embodiment. Doesn't get any more so than 2 situations where you can win the game with your bat and capitalizing on both of such scenarios.
With this, again, it is absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing on how this one ended up. Because you look at the Suns, all good for them, but then you look at Mike Lasinicia and the Sharks, you think,
wow,
they got robbed.
Yes,
straight up, just got robbed.
And they got robbed by some. I'm just gonna say they choked this ball game about as badly as it could be. Chad Shade got on a very messy error that really shouldn't have even happened, and even with that error, he only barely got on. And that error plus a stolen base, a very timely stolen base, that was the difference. And then, as if it could get any more so, that dribbler from Drew DiMartino barely even left the infield. But then it had like the strangest, like you said it, Billy, bounce off the outfield lip, and then it kind of just like bounced almost in the opposite direction. If that in itself didn't happen, I have to imagine they probably would have held Shade up at third because he had only barely reached third by the time that thing had the bounce, and then it bounced away. And Shade, being the speedy Shade we've come to know and love, that was all he needed as he ended up crossing the plate and winning the game.
Let's go back into a full recap and just get you prepared on how this game ended up.
And if you missed it, then I'm so sorry.
Well, the good news is it's YouTube and you can always play it back.
True.
That's very true. For the first 2 innings, 2 doubles and 2 sacrifice flies. The doubles go to Nelson and Raposo. The sacrifice flies, which score them, Ryan Roney, also Tyler Winsick. The Suns, they would tie up the ball game. That wouldn't come until the bottom of the 4th. Would be an error by Chad Shade, or I should say, by the shortstop Roney, that Shade would go on. He would later score by an RBI single by Ivan Nunez. Drew DiMartino, who walked, was plated by a sacrifice fly by Dylan Faircloth. Now 2 more runs would come aboard in the 6th and 7th, this one for the visiting Martha's Vineyard Sharks. It would come off the bat of Nick Raposo, who had an RBI triple, and then plating Ben Dickey on an RBI single was Kai Nelson. Then the Suns, things would unravel in the bottom of the 9th to no fault of Lisanichia other than 2 walks and 2 singles, but he did his job.
Well, he allowed a lot of base runners, and I think it's not. I think it's inaccurate to absolve him completely because he did allow a good number of base runners, and he didn't allow all unearned runs. So he did kind of contribute to the digging of this grave of the potential victory for the Sharks.
For that, first run came aboard, get this, on a bases-loaded 6-4-3 double play. So you get 2 outs, you trade 2 for 1, it's now 4-3. Well, what happens next?
I would agree.
Mascolo is going to be very upset on the long drive home to Martha's Vineyard.
And I would agree that much of it is not Lisanichia's fault, of course.
For that, he threw over to first. It was in the dirt. The first baseman, Winsick, had it but dropped it as he tried to pick. He tried to pick it back up, but of course the speedy Shade got in there safely. That scored a run. That scored Alexander White. Then a stolen base, clutch by Chad Shade. Another stolen base. And then on a 1-2 count, Suns down to their final strike before extras, hits a ground ball that one hops into left field, but the second hop hits the outfield lip. That bounces up in the air, cuts down the velocity, so Nelson has to charge even further. The throw is on line. The slide came in from Chad Shade, easily beating it, and the Suns, just like that, walk off for the second time this season against the very same team they did the first time with the very same batter that walked up the Suns previously, Drew DiMartino.
And I might be wrong on this, but I do believe when DiMartino did it against them 9 days ago, wasn't it Shade who came around to score that game-winning run as well?
I think you're right, to be honest.
So really, just the Pittsfield natives are just ruthless in the bottom of the 9th against this team.
So for the pitching, and boy, go figure that Thomas Hughes would be the one that's getting the victory here. In his first appearance since 2016, he is now going to go to even 1-0. Good start there for Hughes.
And he earned it, too. He struck out the side, 4 total strikeouts. Like, this is not a come and record 1 out and then walk away with a lucky victory. He did definitely earn the win.
Hughes pitched 2 solid innings, faced 7 batters, gave up 0 hits, only hit 1 batter. That was his only mistake. Otherwise, he struck out 5 batters. He did have 2 pitches over the 500 marker. What he did have was 19 strikes, 17 balls for a total of 36, 19 for strikes. That's toeing the line just over 50%, but it worked. He got 5 strikeouts and 7 batters faced.
Yeah, I mean, it worked. The strikeouts, not giving up any runs, generally doing a good job limiting the base runners. And, hey, it paid off because he held the line just well enough for the team to rally and win the game.
That being rally and win for the game, but you look at Lisinich, you got to think, well,
Tough go.
The game, tough go. The game got away from him. He'll have a blown save and a loss. He now drops down to 0-1, and he gave up his first earned run. Gave up his first earned run of the season, so his ERA is now going to inflate because, well, if you're sitting at dead center with no air and you get a little bit of air, it's going to inflate. So with that, also getting the hold, I forgot to mention, getting the hold is going to be Connor Hall for the visiting Martha's Vineyard Sharks. But that is a game. That is definitely a game where the Suns were really dead in the water.
For sure. I mean, against Martha's Vineyard starter, like for 7 innings, Babineau just nothing doing for the most part other than that 4th inning against him. They could not do anything. Connor Hall came in and basically shut the door on them, but then Lisinich just couldn't finish the job.
For tonight's Pittsfield Sun pitcher of the game, of course, it is going to go to the victor in the win category. That's going to be Thomas Hughes. 7 batters faced, 5 strikeouts, no hits. What more can he do?
And he won the game.
And he
got the win.
He got the win. The Pittsfield Suns player of the game, he was going to be it before the walk-off. Now it's a definite. Drew DiMartino. What a guy. 1 for 3.
I'm stunned.
2 walks, a run, and the game-winning RBI single into left. I mean, what more can you do? With that, that is going to end it.
On a very high note.
That is going to end it on, yes, Andrew, a very, very high note. As the Pittsfield Suns win their 4th straight, and for the first time since June 1st, they are now at 500, 11-11. For the visiting Martha's Vineyard Sharks, however, after the Suns stealing this victory,
I believe they'll drop to 14-5.
That's exactly what they'll drop down to, 14-5. And for the Suns, again, they're the hottest team in the FCBL, opening up last 10 games, going 8-2, and now being extremely streaky, as we've seen before. This one in the win column, sitting now at 500. So, as that ends it, and boy, what an ending it was. Andrew, what are your final thoughts on tonight's beauty of a contest?
Oh, boy. Well, I'm going to try to compress this, or else we'll end up being here for half an hour, but beautiful game. I personally love walk-offs. I love bottom of the ninth, tense situations, and we saw that bases loaded, no outs, 2-run lead for the Sharks, bottom of the ninth. I personally, as a fan of the game, just eat that stuff up. Just great baseball. Double play kind of looked like it might have halted the Suns for a while, and it looked like at least they wouldn't walk it off, and then AE4 continued to open up the floodgates, got Chad Shade on first, and as we know, the rest is history as indicated by the scoreboard, which has it at 5-4 Suns. Beautiful game from the Suns. They're on quite the streak now. They've as Billy said, hottest team in the FCBL, knocking off the guys at the top again and again via walk-off. I got to imagine they really hate Drew DiMartino at this point, but again, beautiful baseball game, great way to go out, and a great win as a whole.
This ball game started at 6:35 and ended at 9:12 for a game time of 2 hours and 37 minutes in front of a home crowd of 932 participants. The next game for the Pittsfield Suns, well, again, the script couldn't be written any better. The Martha's Vineyard Sharks host the Suns tomorrow and try to exact revenge. On Monday, there is an off day. On Tuesday, there will be a doubleheader in Lynn, Massachusetts, as the Suns will take on the North Shore Navigators. And the next time that you will hear from us, maybe for the 3rd time against the Martha's Vineyard Sharks, it will be a walk-off. We don't know because we can't predict the future. But for the Suns, it will be the Martha's Vineyard Sharks visiting the Pittsfield Suns for a game time start of 6:30, that being first pitch. And then for the pregame will be set at 6 o'clock. And that will do it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for listening in. Alongside Andrew Belargin for players, coaches, umpires, and fans, this is Billy Madewell signing off, saying thank you for listening and watching the Pittsfield Suns Baseball, the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network. Thank you so much for watching and listening. We'll see you all on Wednesday.
Thank you for listening to Pittsfield Suns Baseball on the Pittsfield Suns Baseball Network. Please join us next time for more exciting baseball action from Paul Dowd Field at historic Wahconah Park. This play-by-play broadcast of Pittsfield Suns baseball was a production of the Pittsfield Suns. Any reproduction, retransmission, or other use of the accounts and descriptions of this game without the expressed written consent of the Pittsfield Suns is strictly prohibited.